Hello, this is Miss Candy from TPOT Media. Welcome to Dark XoDus. Dark Exodus. We gotta stop this shit. Think about this. Dark Stop this shit.
Peace, folks, and welcome back to another edition of the Proper Thought Series right here on the TPOT YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why you are here. Now, tonight, a special show for y'all tonight. This is DXL. Y'all already know what it is, Dark XoDus Live. And tonight, as you can see from the title, we will be talking about Kamala Harris. Is she fooling the people? Now, I know a lot of people have gotten glossy-eyed because they think she's the female Barack Obama. I understand, because I know how we are as black folks. We see a sort of face with color in it, and we're ready to claim them as black. I know how that is. But tonight, we're going to get into it, man, and we're going to talk about what's really going on with this lady and why you should think twice before, possibly getting yourself wrapped up into her. And we'll be talking about some other stuff too as well, but we're going to get into that. Of course, I'm going to be joined by the usual suspects this week. This week we got a pretty full deck, man. We got a full deck this week. My man Nagone going to be here, possibly Brother Obsidian, Why You Mad TV, King Sigma, Info Man, my man Jay Shine. I mean, it's going to be a full deck tonight. So y'all already know it's going to be a berserker's barrage tonight. I mean, just from those names alone, you already know what's coming next. So, but before we get started, of course, I got to thank my contributors like I do every single show at the beginning. I want to thank y'all for contributing. Those of you who donated, you know who you are, because I always sit down, write you a personal email, talk shit to you too. But I always thank you for your support. I thank you for your subscriptions. I thank you for your views. And I absolutely positively thank you for your coins that you donate to this channel. Because like I always say, you don't have to spend your hard-earned coins on this platform, but you choose to do so. You choose to do so, man. And my viewers, as little as they are very, very generous, and they are very, very loyal, and they always support this channel, man. And I just thank y'all, man. I do, man. I thank you for the support. I thank you for the views. I don't just thank you, because you donate your coins, which that is appreciated, but I thank you for your views, your subscriptions, all that, man, your support. So, once again, like I always say, I'm humbled, I'm honored, I'm grateful, and I thank you. Yeah, but we're gonna get down tonight, man. Like I said, man, the usual suspects gonna be in the house tonight, boy. I'm telling you, tonight's the night. And I got a few people on the old panel tonight that that you don't see on the old TPOT YouTube page that much, but they're gonna be here tonight. Brothers like War Secrets, King Sigma, Why You Mad TV, brothers like that who I've formed somewhat of an alliance with. They're gonna be in the house tonight as well. So I mean, it's gonna be something tonight, boy. So you might want to hold your seats tonight. And also, let me give my opening warning. This is not going to be for small children. It's not the G-rated stuff, that I do on Wednesday nights. No. Put the kids to bed. Fair warning. Put the kids to bed, because the following broadcast is not suitable for young viewers. Parental discretion is advised. I'm just saying, fair warning. Yeah, so we're gonna get into it. I just sent all the brothers the link, so they should be coming in momentarily. But yeah, while we waiting for the brothers to get up in here, I have been following Miss Kamala Harris for a while. I remember when she was when she was Attorney General, before she became a senator. And let me tell you something. There's a lot going on with this woman. I mean, she don't just have skeletons in her closet. I mean, she's got a tractor trailer load of skeletons in her damn backyard. They on the front porch, they in the basement, and they also in the goddamn kitchen. So it's beyond skeletons in the closet. And I say again, I know we as black people, we get glossy eyed, especially when we see a broad, we see a light skinned broad up there, she claiming black. And now she wants to claim black people, something that she's never done before all of a sudden. And I kind of sense black folks trying to rally around her, because y'all know I don't usually cover the stuff that's like in the mainstream media. Y'all know I kind of stay away from that kind of stuff. But I mean, this is important, all right? Because see, I don't like when people who have that high of a profile, okay, are actually fooling the people, all right? Because that's what I believe she's doing. And you see, that's the title of the show tonight. Is she fooling the people? And as far as I'm concerned, the answer to that question is yes. She is fooling the people. She's fooling you into thinking that she's for you. She's fooling you into thinking that she represents you. And she's fooling you into believing that she's absolutely positively able to identify with you, because she doesn't, man. She doesn't. And unfortunately, we've seen this kind of shit way too much. All right. We've seen it way too much from broads just like her, trying to gather up black support, claim black folks when it's convenient now. She wants to claim us now that it's convenient. Yeah, it's convenient for her. So now she wishes to claim us. Okay. And I don't think that's cool. I mean, you can't just vacillate between the races whenever you want. 1 minute you're an Indian, the next minute you're black. Now you're an Indian. Now you're black. When you're in front of black folks, you're black. When you're in front of Indian folks, you're Indian. When you're in front of Martians, you're a Martian. It's like, come on, man. I mean, enough of that shit, man. I mean, when are we gonna stop being fooled, man, by these goddamn doppelgangers, man? Okay, there's doppelgangers trying to be something that they're not, but they only try to be it when it's convenient, because they think we so stupid that we'll fall for it, that we'll freaking believe it, man. They think we so stupid that we'll just fall for anything. And right now, she's trying to ride the wave of Barack Obama. I'm telling y'all, that's what she's trying to do. All right, that's what she's trying to do. Because one thing about many of us black folks, okay, we look at someone like her, and our black women want to be her, and our black men want to screw her. So of course she can lead you by the goddamn nose. When you got that going on, of course she can lead you by the nose. And I'm here to tell you, do not be led by your damn nostrils. Don't be so quick to fall victim to what you see, because it's not what you think it is. And you're going to find out tonight. Tonight, you're going to find out about it. You're going to find out the real deal. I'm going to send you to some places. And if you haven't Googled her already, you really need to. And you need to scroll down a bit. Don't just look at those top 4 or 5 suggestions. Okay. You need to really look into this woman before you throw your damn support behind her. And we're going to have my man, Info Man, in the house tonight. He lives in California. So you already know what's good with that. I see my brother Nagone in the house. What's good, brother Nagone?
What's up, baby? What's going on?
Same old shit, man. Same old shit. Same old shit. Go ahead.
Different day, huh?
Yeah, same old shit, different day. I was telling the folks, man, this shit with Kamala Harris, man, is a fraud. Okay. I believe she's fooling the folks, man. That's what I believe. And, she's not the only one out there fooling the folks, but this is important because she's very high profile. You understand?
Yes, I do. I think, she's going to have a difficult time. She's already come out, apparently with this big kind of like general insurance kind of piece that she had for her state. They seem that she went against that in a vote. So that's a lot of people not feeling her on that. I think when they really start to pick her apart also on her kind of on her background with respect to being a prosecutor and all of that, and I think when you start seeing how she was just really the system and really was, jailed a lot of black people, put a lot of black people away on a lot of bull crap. She just kind of backed up the system in a lot of ways. I think folks are going to look at her as not really a friend of ours, because that's kind of what people are looking for. Folks are kind of looking this time around for someone who's going to kind of come in and be a little bit more sensitive to kind of needs of black folks, and I don't think they're going to see that there. I thought her rollout when she first came out, I thought her rollout was good, but some of these other issues that are starting to crop up now with her are going to be somewhat problematic. And I personally think she's going to, kind of die of 1,000 wounds, as they say. I think they're going to be a lot of cuts on her, and she's starting to make some mistakes. I don't think she's got the type of political savvy and savvy people in the background to really get her to move right. I don't see some of the right types of people in her background right now, on her team that I think is really going to really help her to move forward. I don't know. I have a lot of questions about her. I think a lot of people are what you just said are looking at her like, well, she's a scamster and she's trying to get over. I think she's going to have a tough time beating that rap. And I think, quite frankly, if somebody like a Joe Biden or somebody else like that comes out from to run, I think she's toast. So that's my view. It's still very early to tell. I'm not going to sit down and just totally cut her out at this stage. I would like to hear a lot more about what she has to say and kind of how she's going to lay a platform out. I thought her rollout was good, but what's been coming up just recently, I have some questions about, and I think when we get into this a lot deeper, she's going to have a lot more issues. That's just my take.
Yeah, I mean, I'm aware of her record as a prosecutor. When she was a prosecutor, right? She oversaw a lot of cases that were bad cases. She oversaw cases where county prosecutors actually were lying, admitted false evidence, false testimony, and Superior Court judges actually threw this evidence out. And she actually appealed to get these bad cases back on the docket. She defended these bad cases, and not only did she defend these bad cases, she defended these bad freaking prosecutors, and she defended bad lab technicians who were doing a lot of crooked shit. So, I mean, people went to jail over bullshit that she did. Okay, most of those people were brothers. You already know that. You already know that was brothers. So I don't believe that she can wrangle in too many of brothers' votes unless they not read up on this lady. Because I know if I lived in California, I'd rather vote for fucking Kermit the Frog than vote for her. Just based on that alone. And I was talking to, what's good, brother Jay Sean? I see you down there.
What's up,
me and
Jay Sean, what's up, baby?
Me and Jay Sean was talking about this yesterday, that she was screwing she was screwing the mayor
Willie Brown.
Willie Brown.
Yeah.
That was the side piece. I mean, she she came up the ranks, let's just say, and kind of played her game. He was her rabbi, if you will, showed her the ropes in more ways than one. But he definitely kind of brought her through. But I don't know if she's made the proper political moves to really solidify her, especially in the black community, which she's going to need to really use that as a jump off point. She hasn't done that. And I'm getting the sense now that maybe she's not as politically sharp and as savvy as she should be, especially with that commercial insurance piece that she seemed to have gone against. She should understand that she shouldn't be going against that, especially for your older citizens who you're going to need to come out because they're going to vote. They're going to come out and vote heavy. There's some things about her that I'm looking at. Maybe she's not that sharp. Running 50 statewide, and dealing with a lot of issues, especially for a presidential race, is a grind of a lifetime. Very tough business. Very tough business. It's professional politics at its highest levels. And I don't, let's see how she can hold up on the stump. I know a lot of people want to come here and smother the baby before it gets out the crib. I'm willing to listen to what she has to say. I want to hear all of that. I don't suspect I'm going to hear anything great. I'm just being devil's advocate. I don't know if I'm going to hear much too great. But I would like to hear all the candidates. Just to kill her off right now is I don't know. She's a big yellow chick, so quite frankly, some black people kind of have some attraction to that. She's an AKA sister. She's in the sister sorority of my fraternity, so you're gonna have a lot of sorors and them coming out trying to push her as well.
They get all glossy eyed when they see her chick.
Yeah, they're gonna try to do that because the lady friend who I'm kind of seeing right now, she's an AKA as well, and that's gonna they're already talking about it. So in the in that circle, they're gonna try to push it. So she's gonna get a bit more support than some might think, but it's going to come down to how does this woman come off on the stump? How is she going to handle herself? In the heat of battle and in the sting of battle. That's the key here, and let's see if she's got the belly for it. I don't know, and a lot of this is also going to be contingent upon who else the Democrats put up. So she's out here early. But the key for her, if she's going to be successful as a professional politician, she's going to have to be very key on getting a strong ground game together, especially in the battleground states such as Pennsylvania, Ohio, Florida, and really challenging some of the other surrounding states like Georgia, and really be able to handle some of the flyover states such as Michigan. Iowa, Wisconsin, those states are going to be very key because she's going to be running for the electoral college more so than the popular vote, so that the EC is the race you're going to have to run. So being sophisticated, she's going to have a very strong game and good organization in those areas to be able to get the vote out in those places. And we got to see how that all is going to play out, and that's going to be, of course, a function of being able to raise money. So it seems like she's a corporate Democrat, so she's going to have some of the corporations behind her. She's got that white man she's going to have out there, and that's not going to play well in certain areas of the country for her. So she's got she's got a lot of issues in my view that she's going to have to overcome. She's going to have to be a true bitch on the stump, and that means she's going to have to be good on the issues, sharp in debates, and really be getting at not only the Democratic of the candidates, but she's going to also have to simultaneously be running and nailing this Trump harasser hole who's in office right now, who in my view is a fuck up. But yet he's still hanging in there, and he's going to be, forget about what anybody says, whatever it is, whatever his ratings are right now, he's going to be tough to beat. In the general, he's not going to be that easy to beat. Okay, that's a fact. So let's see if anyone is able to really match that up. But she's going to do well. She's got a lot of stuff in front of her, and I'm just looking at this. I don't know if she's going to. I don't know how well she's going to do, but I'm going to leave the table open to that as of right now.
Yeah, well, I don't have a problem with her running. My main problem with her is that she's claiming black folks now. And see, I got a problem with people who all of a sudden want to claim black folks. It's like, you've never claimed us before. You've never,
Yep.
you've never.
Woman of color.
Yeah, now she's a woman of color, and she's claiming
she's
black
always
folks.
been a woman of color. She's never claimed blackness.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, hold on a second. She's an AKA. Okay.
So
she's in a black sorority. Oh, hear me out. She's a black sorority, so she's going to try to claim that. She's going to try to claim that. Okay. The AKAs, regardless of what anybody might want to say, the boule or whatever, a lot of these ladies are in some key areas, in key areas, and positions in the country, in the various states and municipalities and so forth. So they're going to try to push. They're going to try to push that. They're going to try to push that over. I'm not saying that will work. I'm just saying that's an angle she is going to attempt to play. And quite frankly, yeah, she also, that Willie Brown piece, that's going to come up. And as ill as this shit may sound, she's going to try to play that to say I'm black too because I was banging this motherfucker.
She black because really she's black because she was getting some black penis.
And she insists that she was rolling like that. You know what I'm saying? As ill as it may sound, that's what she's gonna try to play that effect. She's gonna try to play that in an undercover kind of way, which is gonna be rather funny to see. But at the same time, she is definitely. She has to try to move towards the black community. It's a move she has to make. Okay, she's got to do it to try to really appeal and get a strong black vote appeal, which is going to be a very key swing vote in this presidential election. There's no doubt about it.
Oh yeah.
So and all these Negroes walking around, well, they don't need your black vote anymore. They don't need your vote anymore. Who's ever talking that is a fool, is an idiot. All right, don't listen to him. All right. You are going to be the key vote. We're going to be the key swing vote in this election. Make no mistake about it. And so, especially with blacks come out in large numbers. We didn't come out in large numbers before. You saw what happened. Come out in large numbers this time. You're going to see what's going to happen as well. So I suspect there's going to be a lot more black folks coming out in this one. So it's going to be key. She's got to move towards the black community as best she can. That's politically smart. Right now, I'm speaking more from a standpoint of a strategist as opposed to how I feel emotionally as a political strategist. She has to move as close as she can to the black community and try to seal that up as best she can. It's a smart move. She's got to do it. So I know people may be upset about that and say if she can't claim it, this is something she's got to do. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but should we fall for that shit though? Like, I mean, should we? I mean, come on, man.
I'm not saying fall for it or not. Ultimately, you have to judge this woman on the issues. All right. And if folks are not feeling her, and if she can't make that connect, she's toast. So that's where it is. You see all this doubt we have about this blackness piece on her right now. She's going to have to be able to appeal. If she can't do it, of which is going to be difficult, she's done. Barack Obama, back in 2012, he was not, people forget. They didn't sit back and say, oh, Barack, we love you when he first came out. People were looking at him sideways. Black folks were looking at him mad sideways when he first came out.
Yeah, until we saw Michelle.
And then Michelle came out, and then he got on the stump. Barack was good on the stump. Some bitch was good. Okay, he was a very good politician. He was good on the stump. He had the right issues. He appealed to the right people. He appealed to the young. He appealed to the young black folks, young white folks as well. He appealed to he was dead right on a lot of the issues. He understood what the issues were. And he looked good. He had an excellent ground game going. They got around the nation. People got excited behind him. He's a good politician. Man was good. He was good at what he did. So is this woman at that same level? Let's see. She's going to have to overcome all these questions about whether she is black enough and what we're going to see. That is her issue. She's got to be able to overcome that. Politically, to politically survive in this, she has to garner the black community the best she can. She has to do that. This is something she cannot avoid. All right. And is she going to be able to do that? That's the big question. But that's the move she has to make. Make no mistake about it. She has to do that.
You think she's capable of pulling it off? You think she can pull it off?
Oh, yeah, she can pull it off.
I think she could, if depending on how she comes off and what she says, how she really handles these issues. If she comes off disingenuous and some bullshit, she's toast. Black folks are going to be looking at her sideways. But she's got certain kind of things that black people like, especially black women. She yellow broad. They, these yellow broads, they run these dark-skinned women. They run syndicate on their ass. They run it.
They're the bosses. They're the bosses.
They're running syndicate on them.
And and she got that Olivia Pope shit going on too.
Yeah.
Boy, the power suit. Yeah, boy.
She got that going. Okay,
Yeah,
she can come
I'm
out
yellow
there.
and I ride white dick.
I ride, but don't,
and I
but,
swirl. God damn it!
but you'll say, but don't forget, ladies, I got here riding that big fat black one. Don't forget that. So she'll be sitting there running that as well. That's on the undercover piece. But at the same time, she's gonna have to talk about, it's gonna come down to how she appeals on this issue line as well. How she comes off. Is she a good politician? Okay, because we can see, if you're a good politician, you can talk yourself about anything. I see a guy walk around, I grab him by the pussy. I'm good. He was good. He said he grabbed bitch by the pussy. He's straight. So I mean, he was able to get over with that. So let's see how she can play the game. All right. Let's see how she can get over. This is going to be a tough race, and the Democratic primary is going to be a savage contest. If they come out with some halfway decent candidates, it's going to be tough. So she's out here early. She's already starting to stumble a little bit. So that's what I have some questions. But once again, I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to give it up. She has to appeal to the black community. She's got to move towards you. She's got to do it. She has no choice. So here she comes. Whether or not you deal with her or not is how she deals with these issues here. But she's got to make that move. If I was her strategist, I'd be saying you got to go hard. You got to be able to appeal to these people. All right, you got to get these young folks, and you got to secure the old folks as well. You got to do this. That'd be the first order of business. All right, she's got to do what she's got to do. No,
you know what's really disgusting about this shit is that when you look at her campaign, who's running it, it's all being ran by white folk. You know what I mean? The Democratic Party is doing this. They've created this monster. They've been courting her and molding her for a minute. And it seems she could be Barack Obama Part 2. And what I find insulting about it is that if you look at Barack Obama, would we have voted for Barack Obama if Barack Obama was half white, no connection to slavery, and was out there with Becky? You see what I'm saying? Most black people voted for that black family. When they saw, Michelle and those kids and, Michelle's mother, and, and the Robinsons, it solidified him with us. It affirmed him. And then the issues came after that. People like what he had to say, but that there's no red America, there's no blue America, there's only one America. That shit wouldn't have sold with us until he brought that big booty chick out there. When he brought Michelle out there, and it was like, oh, okay, this is, he's down. He's really with us. You know what I mean?
There was no question about it. Yeah, there was no question about it.
Yeah, he rides fat ass like I do. Yeah, so I vote for this nigga. Yeah.
and let's look at Barack. Even though he may have had a white mother, when you saw him, he did not look like a white man. That was not a white man.
He didn't. But he didn't have a connection to our history. And this is the thing, man, about being African American in this country. We got to start caring about our lineage. Right now, our politicians are being chosen for us. Barack Obama was chosen. Tom Daschle and those fucking racist ass Democrats chose him for a reason. And they doing the same thing with Kamala Harris right now. And to me personally, I don't care that she's AK. What I care more about is that she's a cop. The chick is a cop. She's done some foul shit. And, when this killing spree was going on during Barack Obama's administration, she was over there and as the Attorney General of California, covering for police officers. You know what I mean? Talking about we need more training. That same bullshit we run into that you run into in Georgia. She's no different than a Republican Attorney General in Georgia or a Republican Attorney General in Virginia or North Carolina, anywhere else you can think of. She's no different.
That's a great point. She's going to have to address that. It's just like the whole Hillary Clinton thing.
And then hold on, I was about to say this. And she has addressed it already. She had a little town hall, and they had their little, person they put in the audience to ask her the question. White boy got up acting like he's passionate and mad about it and all that, and she had the perfect answer. She knows these questions are coming, and I'm telling you right now, the chick is dangerous because she's slick. She's real good. She knows how to answer those questions, but not answer them. You know what I mean?
Well. This is my view. Wait till you get in front of a black audience. I watched Hillary Clinton and I watched Bill when they got in there and they started talking about that omnibus.
What's a black audience? Is Roland Martin a black audience?
Nah, we ain't. No.
And these fucking educated cast blacks are gonna cover for her.
Jay, we ain't talking about Roland Martin, baby. We talking about when you start rolling down, you start hitting the university circuit. You start talking about these young black folks. You start getting out there amongst the pipples. I'm not talking about getting out there in front of some, there's no way.
You don't think so? Okay.
If she does not get a grassroots game going here, she's done. She finished. She's got to get the grassroots game down. This is hardcore politics 101 here. She ain't gonna be able to run. She ain't gonna be able to run that Hillary Clinton bullshit, which didn't work. Okay, and Hillary fucked up twice. But let me just say this: when they got Hillary and her husband on that stuff there in Howard and these places, they started they washed their asses. They wore their ass out. And I saw Bill got angry. I put them away because and he started talking that shit. And Hillary was sitting there looking all fat and greasy in the gills. I was like, oh shit, these motherfuckers are done.
Well,
and these young black kids out here, these young folks out here in these schools, they coming at your ass. You ain't gonna be able to avoid them. They coming at you. You gotta get them out.
Hopefully she just don't start talking with hip hop vernacular. We done been joined by my man King Sigma. What's good, brother King Sigma?
Hey man, what's up, brothers? Thanks for having me on tonight, Prophet. I'm really excited about this. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be a classic.
Well,
what's up, baby?
Well, you here?
Freezing my ass off, -30, so it's good to be inside.
Well, let's hear your take on Miss Kamala Harris, presidential candidate for 2020. What's your take on her?
I was thinking about a word, that comes to mind, and fraud is the word. And the definition of fraud is a person or thing intended to deceive others, an imposter, a fake, and a sham. And to me, she's definitely the fraud. We use that word a lot, but her story is so unconvincing to me compared to Barack Obama. He was a fraud as well, but he had a very convincing background. And, like they were able to hide a lot of his connections to the Trilateral Commission, different things he was associated with, the Geithners. What's the other guy? The one that was the Jewish guy that was really deep into the politics, Henry Kissinger. Barack Obama was connected with that whole elite circle, but because the way that they managed him so well, bringing him to Chicago, putting him on the community scene with the nonprofits and the community organizing thing, then the man had never dated a Black American woman in his life. You hooked him up with a dark skinned, very homely looking Black woman. And so the shit was played so well. And remember, this is the main key that Kamala Harris's team is making a mistake on. A lot has changed in the terms of the spreading of information since 07, 08.
Yeah.
See, that's the part that they're not able to handle right now, is the way that guys like yourself and myself can connect in a way that just 5 years ago, it was impossible. And that's the part that they're having a hard time dealing with right now. So when I see Kamala Harris and you look at her record, you look at her connection to the overall Black American culture and things like that. I mean, this woman was raised in Canada. So sure, she was AKA, but I don't know. Their AKA doesn't have a lot of credibility with me, considering that they're involved in like prostitution. They just took a big hit to their credibility with the older AKA sisters was hoeing out the younger AKA sisters.
Yeah.
So I'm not even trying to hear that whole fraternity stuff, because fraternities, and no offense to anyone in fraternity, they've been in leadership positions back since E. Frazier wrote The Black Bourgeoisie. And
people always want to hit the black frats, but see, I know what this is all about. I know what we've done, so I'm not going to sit here and try to prosecute it.
I'm not going to prosecute the black frats.
I think this shit has been highly butter laid, and I'm damn sure one of them. A5 till I die, so it is what it is.
And that's great. I'm just saying from the standpoint of her AKA background, like it's irrelevant to me. So it's no attack on the frats, but I'm saying
actually, you know what? Can I just jump in here real quick? I think it's an assault to intelligence. You know what I mean? Like the brother's right. You know what I mean? Even deeper history on his sister. Well, I call her sister because she is technically racially Black. She's from a dark Indian. These people are descendants of Africans, right? And then she has a mixed father who's, from the mulatto class of Jamaica. You know what I mean? So she has Black in her. You know what I mean? She looks like a Black woman. So her phenotype is Black, but she is not from our experience. She's not from our lineage. She has no attachment to the American slave tradition. And what bugs me out about some of these sororities is that they're willing to get behind a woman when the sororities were created because of the legacy of slavery. That's what kills me in this whole situation. Let me finish it going.
Go ahead.
Sororities were created Like, I think AKA was established back in 1911 or some shit like that.
No, 1908.
1908. Okay, so I was close. So they go back, and it was established in Howard, a school that was established by white folk for colored people, and it was a mulatto class mostly when it first began. They were doing that brown paper bag test, and that's the legacy of AKA. And it was created by descendants of slaves in the worst way when you think about it. All right, so when we sit here and watch a woman who has no connection to our history in this country with a white man. You know what I mean? After putting all types of niggas in jail and trying to keep all types of niggas on labor, for labor, chain gangs, the modern chain gang, whether it's the prison labor or out in California fighting fucking forest fires or whatever the case might be. This is a cruel chick, and she does it with a smile. She's very slick, and it's very insidious what she has done. What Sigma is saying is really true. This is not something, Yvette Cornell said it best. She's also a student that goes to she studied political science. People who go to political science and study political science are people who want to run for higher office later on in life. So they make certain decisions that's going to put them in a certain place. Everybody knows if you're going to come through the Democratic panels, you have to cater to black people. You have to get the black vote. The black vote is a very pivotal vote in the Democratic Party.
I waited an hour to chime in. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, bro. 1 second. I waited an hour for a reason.
I just wanted to respond a little bit to Jay Sean what he said very quickly. And you got it. I'm gonna say this, and it's all you, baby. All right. Listen, I don't disagree with all what you're saying, Jay. I'm just saying is, this woman is going to have to answer all and deal with all of these questions that are coming up. That's why we're sitting here talking about it right now. All right. I myself, I could say she's a fraud all day long. Okay. Of which I might believe that she is, but let's see how she handles all of these issues coming up front. If she can't allay these fears, allay some of these feelings, allay exactly what you're saying and what King Sigma was saying, if she can't do that, she's done. Okay, she's
dead in the water by Super Tuesday. By Super Tuesday, she's already dead in the water. And
you may be right. King Sigma, you got it, baby. It's all you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I think the main thing that people are this is what we got to talk about tonight. We got to talk about the state of the black family right now, because that's the state of black male and black female relations. Because that's what this whole thing is going to be about in 2020. The Democrats are taking a position that they're going to play the identity politics game all the way to the end. They're doubling down on it. They're attacking black men for questioning the record of Kamala Harris, because they have never seen so many black men well-informed, sharpening their own blades against each other. So these are not black men who are just talking out their ass. They've looked at the woman's record. They've looked at her rise to power on all fours. And a lot of dudes is like, you know what? Hey, this woman is not for us. I heard Jay Shine mention the whole Olivia Pope thing. And that's interesting, because I was thinking the same thing to myself. Like, she has this Jewish white man in the background that she married at 50 years old. That's so odd to me. Like, a woman that most people consider a very attractive woman compared to the average American black woman you might run into. And, and she marries this white man at 50 years old. She was so focused on her career. He was prosecuting things like, I was looking at one issue. So let me take this on down, the truancy thing. That was one of the things that was big when she was Attorney General. So when she was Attorney General, her office put together this report called the California Study on Truancy and Showing the Racial Divide. What I thought was so interesting about it was that her office put the study together, and a couple points that they came out of that with was that that black students in the state of California had a truancy rate 4 times that of the whites and other groups. They had suspensions 3 times more, and that, in general, the black children that were in California, they had many barriers that were stopping them from being able to be in school, from being, from lower class families, from being less educated families, different health issues, transit issues. So she knew all about the issues facing black children in California. Yet her preference was to try to incarcerate the black mothers. Now, remember, we know that most black children, we're getting to the point of 8 out of 10 black children are being raised by these single mothers. Her policy, but she was overridden by the white liberals up there in California. She wanted to give jail time to the poorest Californian mothers thinking that was going to help the issue when they're already poor. So that
was proud of it years later.
Yeah, that would have removed these women from the workforce that were already the poorest ones in California. And she wanted that policy, but she was overridden by Jerry Brown and the other white liberals who thought she was insane.
And Kick Silver, she was attacking the single motherhood issue in the black community the same way a fucking redneck Republican would.
Back and I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because see, we got to go back to this whole black family thing now. See, we got to go all the way back to the Moynihan report. I'm sure you brothers have read that. You guys are older than me.
How you going back to Moynihan in this election? How you doing that?
Oh, you got to go back to Moynihan because of the information that they were talking about in 1965 about they understood, like the Lyndon B. Johnson and his people at the Department of Labor under Moynihan and came up with a report that told us exactly what we were going to.
Yeah, they knew exactly what was going to happen to us. That's
why you got to go back to the Moynihan report, because they were warning Black America that the biggest issue that was going to face Black Americans from 1965 into the next succeeding generations would be the relationship between Black people in the family household in terms of producing healthy, thinking children with high self-esteem. And what we see in 2019 is that whole Black family structure and the family has broken down way worse than anything that the Johnson administration could have ever foreseen with the Great Reset.
Okay, we've seen some of that. Let's talk about now current day politics right now. How is this going to relate with Kamala Harris's candidacy? All right, to her getting elected or her being accepted by the Black community with respect to that report you're talking about?
Because I think that what we see now is that the single mother divide versus everyday Black men, it's bigger than we ever could have imagined. I think that American Black women on the rank and file see themselves as one political group. And I think that regular everyday Black men see themselves as a total different voting block right now. So Kamala Harris is trying to get the Black vote without including the Black male. That's how it relates.
Yeah, and they made it that way. And they made it that way.
Well, hold on a second. Let's look at how Black men and Black women vote on the whole. Black men are branching off a little bit. But when we start to let's take a look at some of the closest Black vote, biggest Black votes that we've seen come out in the last midterm elections. And let's take a look at Georgia. Let's take a look at Florida. Okay, there was some branching off. Okay, a little differently here. Some Black women voted here, but on the whole, we looked at Black. For Abrams, Black people came out over 90% on both sides. Over 90% on both sides for this woman, Black men and Black women. Okay, Black women were a little higher, Black women were a little bit less, but still, statistically, still in the same realm. All right, the same deal with Gillum, who I thought was a much better candidate. Same type of deal, even though some Black women tended to veer off a little, a little bit more. But yet, still statistically, we were still there. What we're looking at realistically when we really talk about this, just going by the numbers, Black men and Black women, we do tend to vote very similarly.
Who got blamed for her loss?
Who got blamed for who?
Who got blamed for Abrams' loss in Georgia? Who got blamed?
Who got blamed? I don't know if anyone who got.
Oh, Black men got blamed. This is all over the.
No. The whole thing. Who basically got blamed? People more or less thought that the election. I studied.
Hold on. They blamed Black men in Georgia the same way they took credit for getting that senator elected in Alabama. When they was going against Roy Moore.
I studied.
So they take credit when they win, and they to give us the blame when they lose.
They want to say Black women, but at the end of the day, Black women for Stacey Abrams, what they voted around about 96%. Black men voted somewhere around 91%.
That's not about percentages. We talking about raw numbers. Because you're talking about the percentage of people who voted, and the percentage of Black women who voted was 96%.
How do you think Black men are taking it being blamed for losing an election in Georgia?
Black men weren't blamed for that.
Yes, they were, Nago. It's been in the news since the midterms is that Black men were to blame for her loss.
Black men were to blame. when I studied the election, I looked at the voter suppression piece. That was a big part of that whole.
No, not that. Okay, we're talking about what they did publicly. What they did publicly, what they wrote articles about,
and all that. I think there's a lot of separation crap going on. To say that black men with this or black women with this.
Yeah.
I think we generally came out pretty strong, okay, for that black candidate, okay, and we saw equal types of numbers in Florida, and we saw equal types of numbers in Georgia. We saw them both. Okay, we had both black candidates. Both came very close. They were those who were saying that technically they won, but the vote was stolen from them because of suppressed votes, and there could be a definite argument for that as well. But but when we're looking at
everything you're saying right now, the vote is true. But that's not what he was saying. He was saying who got the blame, and the same thing happened with the Roy Moore situation. Black men turned out to get to vote against that cracker because he was too much, and they put that white Democrat in the Senate, and they turned out. But guess who took credit for the victory? Black women.
Okay, that's the Democratic Party playing
exactly. That's what Sigma's talking about.
Playing their role, playing their little bit of role there. But when we look at it, I looked at that very closely. All right. Black women came out with 98%, with the black men come out with 94%. I mean, at the end of the day, that's really what we're talking about. We're not talking about huge percentage points. We're not talking about big percentage points, 10, 15 points.
I don't know nobody's disagreeing with you on that.
We're not seeing those kind of swings.
No, what he's saying is that they divide, and he's right about the black family situation. The Democratic knows that there's a divide between the black man and the black woman, and what they have done is they have elevated the black woman to be over us politically. You understand? They caught her. They're
trying to play that role. They're trying to play
exactly, that role. And they know in the back pocket. But we know in the back pocket they have a white nationalist sitting in the White House.
Can I ask you guys
so they can give us anybody.
So right after the midterm election, there was this concerted effort to start chastising and shaming black men for voting Republican.
Exactly.
You have some of that. Yeah.
They wrote a couple hit pieces.
There were hit pieces. You guys notice ever since the midterm, there's been this strong trend in these hit pieces going against black men. And the biggest one that I read was the memo to black men stop voting Republican that appeared in the Boston Globe.
Well, see, there you go. That's the whole. See, what the Democratic Party doesn't want, and what the liberal establishment does not want, is they don't want black men. Because it's not so much they want to try to blame black. They don't want black. It's once again, it's leaving the kind of plantation, if you will. Black men are saying, hold on 1 second. We're going to take a look. What are the issues that are affecting us the most that could be a little bit different than the black women? We're going to look at these issues, and we're going to vote more on that. And what they're saying, the Democrats are saying, we can't afford, if we're going to win, if we're going to do this, we can't afford to have black men branching off. We can't afford to have black men branch off from voting for this fucking Trump. We can't have black men come on over here voting for the Republican Party because that's going to weaken the power base.
We can't have black men doing anything that we don't want them to fucking do. Is what it boils down to.
Because it weakens the power base. Their power base gets weakened. You start to step off of that, you weaken that shit. All right? And that's what they don't want you doing. They definitely don't want you weakening that base because hey, it may not be within our as far as a lot of black men are looking at certain things and saying some of the stuff is not within our interests. That's how some black men are thinking.
So when you see a hit piece, when you see a hit piece like that one that came out the very next day or two after the midterms election, one of the things that stood out to me was that in Texas, Ted Cruz got 17% of the black vote, the black male vote, and in Georgia, the governor for that race got 11% of the black vote. So if this trend continues, obviously the Democrats and their party saw it as enough of a threat that they hired this intersectionalist feminist to write this article. And what scared me the most, and this is something I've never seen, her conclusion was that my request, this is what she said, black men vote like black women. In the article, she doesn't lay out any specific reasons why black men should vote for these candidates, or she didn't try to do real.
They're not even trying to cater to us. They don't give a fuck about parenthood.
So I've never heard in American history any platform as big as the Boston Globe say to Hispanic men, vote with your women. White men, follow your women. Asian men, follow women. But to the black men, they think that we're so beaten down that they've put the black female in such a position of authority and credentials that somehow she leads us and she speaks for us. And to the point
that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yep, that's the way it's supposed
so to me, this is not an accident that since the midterm elections, these are the kind of articles that I've been seeing being produced. Black men are homophobic. That's the big thing now. We're against Kamala Harris, not because of her horrible, shabby record.
Oh, we anti-Semitic too, King.
What's that?
Yeah, we're everything. We're everything.
White boy beats the fuck out of a Jewish kid. Look what the fucking Farrakhan's rhetoric he just done. This kind of shit is going on out here.
I'm gonna say this.
They don't want you. They don't want you stepping off the plant. They don't want you. They don't want black men stepping off the plantation. They understand.
Mammy got to be in charge. Mammy got to be in charge.
They understand. They understand
the black community. That's what we know. That's what it boils down to.
They understand. They understand that you are a key swing vote. They were well. We want to have all black people voting as a block for us. Black men, one thing. Black men, and I'm not arguing any of these points. Black men are looking at things a bit more critically. Black men are just not going to go along with the Democratic Party because.
And we're not going along with a bunch of black hoes. We're not going along with that either.
It's just because our interests are different. Okay. Black women, let's be frank about it. Black women get more from the state.
Yes.
The black men. The black men.
Exactly.
Okay, they do.
Hold on a second, everybody. We done been joined by my man War Seekers. What's up, brother War?
What up?
War Seekers, what's going on? Yeah, but I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that that they get more bennies from them. We don't get as many. That's what's going on. Right? That's part of the split. And the party understands, oh shit, black men are not getting some of these benefits. Black men are starting to look at where their interests more lie. And this is a part of the problem. They're trying to keep you on that plantation. That's why I'm saying if any candidate comes up now and really wants to get this black vote lined up, you're gonna have to appeal. You're gonna have to be good. You're gonna have to really appeal to some very key factors here, and that's all where really I'm coming from.
You know what? Black
men do not get fucking Section 8 and all that. We ain't
we don't get none of that shit, man. But when Barack Obama
we don't get the cash and prizes, man.
No.
We ain't Barack Obama got elected. I was one of the first people to get into an argument with a brother like the day before. Prior, I voted for Barack Obama in 2008, and I was just happy to see, a black man, erase the history and become the first black family to have a black first lady and all that. That shit was just dope to me. So aesthetically and visually, I was down for it, man. But the next day, I was not jaded. I was not, confused because one of the brothers I was hanging out with was like, "Yeah, man, that's right. Fuck white people. Fuck this. Fuck that." And I was like, "Yo, dude." There's not enough of us in the country to put anybody in the White House by ourselves. We need it. It's a coalition. We were the swing vote. We're not the main vote. There's a lot of tens of millions of white people voted for this man. You know what I mean? So but so what? They owed us that. And I was like, all right, brother. I'll tell you this right now, man. You can go ham all you want, but this brother has no attachment to slavery history. His father's from Kenya. And his mother's lily white. He is not a descendant of slaves like we are. So let's see what he does. Yo, dude, don't go there. Well, see, his brothers like you starting shit like I'm just talking truth, man. I voted for the nigga. Goddamn. You know what I mean? But niggas don't want to hear the absolute truth, man. Now he's gonna be the second quote unquote black candidate that has no attachment to our history in this country. This is not the presidential elections of India. This is not the presidential elections of Jamaica. This is the presidential elections of the United States of America, where there's been a 400-year history of niggas getting shitted on and being the fucking economic engine for this country in one way or another.
I think that if Donald Trump does run again, at the rate that things are going and the disregard that the Democratic Party is openly having against black male voters, I think that it's going to hit 20%, the highest since 1976. Because when I look at the races in Florida, Georgia, and Texas, I already told you, 17% of black men voted for Ted Cruz in Texas. He's not charismatic. He's not likable. He doesn't have gravitas or anything like that, or gravitas. In Georgia, with no one knew who that guy was, and he still got like 11% of the black male vote. In Florida, the guy Ron DeSantis, no one knew who the hell he was, and he still got 8% of the black male vote. When you look at Donald Trump, he is a much more charismatic individual. He has gravitas. He has a track record of helping out Black American men. I'm not even a Trump supporter, but when you think about something as simple as the fact that he at least has the record so far in 2 years of he passed criminal injustice reform. Democrats didn't do it. They didn't do anything. He has it on his record. He lowered taxes for a lot of the white collar Black men, who are the men that we're talking about, free thinking Black men, those that are in the upper tiers, educated, have assets and things like that, capital. I know I've benefited from him being elected. And now he's doing the most aggressive immigration policy, trying to reform the system by force that is going to be a direct beneficiary to working class Black men. It's not the white collar Black men that are going to be the biggest beneficiary to a reformed immigration system that punishes like the employers on this side and the illegal immigrants on the other side. It's going to be the Black working class man. This is facts. Facts by all the economists. So when I look at what he has going for himself, sure, most Black men still won't vote for him, but I think that 20% will, and I think maybe another 20% Black ain't going to vote at all, and maybe another 20% might be voting for a third party. So maybe the Democrats will get like 65% of the Black male vote this time around. And I don't think that's enough for them to win the Electoral College.
We'll have to see, because it all going to come down to, who the Democrats put up and what are these people going to be talking about. It's going to have to come down to that, and kind of what kind of demands that we are actually going to make, and see, what kind of pressure we can put on, whatever candidate is coming out there. There are a lot of brothers who are saying, Trump, but there are a lot of brothers who are looking at this guy and saying, okay, I see what's going on, but still a lot of brothers ain't really feeling this dude, man. A lot of brothers.
And what we're overlooking is that the person they might be running against may be Pence, because Trump ass might be gone by 2020.
It might, with Roger Stone, the shit that hit him this past week, and just a lot of things that are coming down.
He's going to flip.
Trump is looking a lot more vulnerable than I would have thought. All right, and some of the moves that he's making overseas, and just the whole tariff game and all. I mean, it's just a whole trade war game he's playing. All that. This guy's a fucking moron. I have to say, I don't respect the man. But anyway, there's certain things that are going on in his favor right now that are going on in his favor. As far as the economy is concerned, so you're gonna have to run against that. And that, if the economy's up and still up in 20, by 2020, it's going, like my old man said, that's going to be a tough titty to suck right there, bro. That's going to be a tough one. So it's going to be tough to beat him. It's, he's not going to be that easy to beat. I'm very realistic about how things are going. I'm a businessman. I have my own business. I looked at some of the tax benefits that one has gotten. So now I'm not going to sit down and say that I haven't gotten any benefits from him being in there. So you're going to have some people who are going to be voting on that as well. So, he's going to have, he's definitely going to have the advantage. And plus, he's the president. So, in the last 100 years, since 1919, we've had, 19 presidents? And we've had 14, reelected unequivocally. 4 have been, not elected who were originally elected. We had one, Gerald Ford, who was basically kind of, appointed after Nixon, got impeached and removed from office. And then this guy came in there and he never got elected. And then he tried to run for re-election and he didn't. So that could be, I don't know how one wants to take that, but 14, 4 and 1, if you will. The odds are strong for the incumbent. So that's kind of,
but it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good for Trump right now, man. It's like the walls are collapsing, and they collapsing closer and closer to him. I think that the next person, because too many motherfuckers have been arrested at this point, and it's like what I'm waiting to see is his children, his son-in-law, people like that. If people like that, like his son and Jared Kushner and people like that start getting arrested, it's just a matter of time before the walls close in.
I keep hearing that argument.
Well, these guys are pushing prison reform and all that, so they've done some good things. I think I know what King Sim is getting ready to say. Keep hearing it. A lot of sizzle, no steak. And if you're getting ready to say that, I have to agree. And until they fucking cuff this dude up and take his ass out of here, that's what I'll believe. But
yeah, and that's what I thought on it because
as of right now, I ain't buying it all yet. You know,
yeah, I can't jump on the impeachment thing because here's one thing everyone's overlooking. The Republicans would have to vote against their own interest to remove him, meaning that they would be guaranteed to lose the 2020 election. The U.S. Senate, the GOP, gained seats. No one talks about this. It's amazing.
They gained 1 seat in the Senate. And it was a mix of wash. They got the Congress. I mean, the Democrats got the Congress. Everybody knew it was going to be a split, and it basically came down to a split. And that's where we are. So that literally tells you coming into this election.
Actually, everyone didn't think that. Most people thought it was going to be a blue wave. Most
nah, man.
No, go back and read some of the headlines for the.
No, dude.
Most of the liberal talking heads thought it was going to be a blue wave, where the Democrats took the House and the Senate. They did. They thought it the blue wave.
Fuck the liberals.
It was a blue drip. It was a blue drip, not a blue wave.
Hold a second. I'm not talking about them. I'm a little bit more sophisticated in this game. I don't go with these fucking assholes. I look at the guy. I look at the real punditry that's out here looking at where this thing was coming from. Reuters, 538, Nate. Why am I forgetting this Jewish guy?
Nate Silver.
No. Nate. Man, why am I forgetting his name? I'm sorry. I'm not in front of my computer, so I don't know if anybody can put it in the chat. Nate Silver, excuse me. Yeah. Nate Silver.
I think you're talking about Nate Silver 538.
Yeah. 538. Nate Silver 538, and all that. Looking at some of the key players who really understand the game. We knew it was a split. Here around in my town, we knew this was going to be a split, and that's what it basically came down to. So people are running right up the middle. There's starting to be a little change in the political dynamic here a little bit. We're running right up the middle now. This is a key election. You got both sides are kind of equally weighed right now. So we got to see how this is going to drop. And
what exactly are the Democrats offering? So I'm just going to stick with the black male thing instead of everyone else. But what exactly is the Democratic Party offering to the everyday black male? That's what I want to know from you guys. What?
They ain't put shit out there yet.
Kamala Harris. They're offering Kamala Harris.
they ain't put shit out there yet. They ain't put shit out there yet.
And that's why I think
and black people, we got to see. Because black people are going to have to put pressure on the system. We don't really have a candidate out there yet.
I can't say black people. I see a lot of black women. See, I'm not going to say the black people thing. I think that there is legitimate divide in how black men on average are looking at this versus black women are all on board for the most part from what I'm seeing over social media.
Just she's a black woman. That's it.
Yeah,
hold on a second. That all black women are down with Kamala Harris right now? I don't think so.
No. On average, what I'm seeing on social media and from what I'm seeing on Twitter, Facebook, the talking heads on TV, they're all seeming to be pro. I'm not talking about. I can't speak for the ground level black women because I don't know. I'm just talking about as far as the media. Let's look at the open secrets. This is where it gets interesting. When you peel back where Kamala Harris is getting her funding from, this is where it's funny to me. She got almost most of her money from Google. What does that mean?
She's a corporate Democrat, bro.
She's a corporate Democrat. Google and the Hollywood film industry are the two biggest donors right now, right? So this is a woman who has that big tech money locked up. What does that guarantee? It guarantees that when you go into Google and you punch in certain things, her name is going to always get certain hits that are positive.
Yep.
Google has had many issues with doing this during it. Facebook is going through it. Google went through it.
Dude, I'm already arguing with 4 different women on Facebook about Kamala Harris, and they don't even know this chick. They telling me to give receipts on why we shouldn't vote for her. Let me tell you how upside down. That's how backwards we are. You want to sit here and argue and tell me, give you receipts why we shouldn't vote for somebody. You should be telling me why we should be voting for her. You know what I mean? They're already in the tank.
She's got to prove herself. And see, that's where,
no. You don't have to prove yourself to a black woman. Whoever the Democrats give you,
no.
Black women's gonna vote.
You just got to be black. That's all. Hold up, everybody, for a second. Hold up, everybody, because we done been joined by the Info Man, and the Info Man is in California. So I want him to weigh in on what's going on and what he got to say about Kamala Harris. What's good, brother Info?
Information, man. What's up, Brad?
What's up, man? I'm listening to y'all speak tonight. And I want to also issue something to Reg, the bad guy, because of this whole situation around one Cynthia G. And one, I'm gonna say it right now, and he can come on the panel if he wants to talk about it. One, Info Man has never defined himself as pro-black. I'm black first because anybody can define themselves as pro-black. Two, Info Man on occasion when I have been on panels where she has been and she has said things that I don't agree with, Info Man has questioned the shit that she has said. Info Man has given her pushback. Now, on top of that, Reg the bad guy, my brother, I have no intentions to come to your channel and push any such narrative to paint her in any kind of light. We all know what has just unfolded on YouTube. Yeah. And so I want to tell the brother out there, if he's listening, because I know he said that, you know, if anybody gives him pushback and sees the situation that's happening with her differently, he would block them from the channel. And I've never done anything to bring any bullshit to the brother's channel. And I haven't been campaigning for Cynthia G just because I may be on a panel that she happens to be on, but I'm not on there just listening to her without any pushback. I have talked to her. I have questioned her ideology on a few occasions, and it is what it is. That doesn't mean that I'm promoting her or I agree with the things that she says or does. And you know, when you talk about a brotherhood, can't nobody question me, Nagoon, about a damn brotherhood. I've been a part of a brotherhood that's been on this earth for over 100 years, where I have laid and connected with brothers on this planet, black men on this planet, famous, some not so famous, some businessmen, some power brokers. I have been in rooms with power brokers. So this situation about YouTube and brotherhood, I know a great deal about brotherhood. I've been a member of a brotherhood for over 30 years. So I understand the importance of having a brotherhood amongst brothers on YouTube and even off of YouTube. And I would in no way or fashion do anything to break up that brotherhood, to add dissension to that brotherhood, or bring Reg the bad guy any bullshit to his channel, because I'm not a supporter of her, don't agree with the things that she says or what's going down now. Would never do that. And I haven't even done anything on my video. I haven't done any videos where I have bad mouth brothers in any kind of way. So that's what I want. I want to set the record straight here, because I just feel like you shouldn't say things about people unless you, one, know what you're talking about. Two, come talk to a brother if you have anything, any issues, or if you think a brother has beliefs and beliefs that are in conflict with your own. So I don't plan to bring any pushback about this situation around what happened to her, because I'm not setting up here to be a cheerleader for one Cynthia G. And that's the bottom line. And we need to stop labeling people on YouTube as to what people are. If you look at my content on my channel, I touch on everything. I talk about science. I have panels where we talk about everything. I have brothers on the panel. We've talked about relationships. I've had guests on my show that talk about health. I do everything on my channel about all different subjects. So nobody can pigeonhole me into this damn, you're pro-black. You look at my channel covers all different material. So I want to just leave it right there at that. I'm not one of these dudes running around here with the red, white, and black flag talking about this and that. I have material on my channel about Africa, yes, because I talk about all different subjects. Now, with that said, and much respect to Brother Reg, but I just want him to know that I'm
Reg the bad guy has my email. I have his. He was just on my show last night.
Yeah.
So if he want to come up on the panel and hash it out, he's more than welcome to. All he got to do is send me the email. That's it.
Yeah, I just want to let him know that he don't have to worry about me bringing no drama to his channel related to this situation that happened to her. I have no intentions of doing that. Brothers, I believe that what has happened to her is what everyone is saying. Roosters coming home, hens coming home.
Hold on. What happened to her?
Well, I don't want to. Looks like
my man Robert's in here because my man War has not. War Secrets, are you there?
Yeah, I think Robert. I think there's a love child.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on. My man War Secrets has not been able to speak at all. So I want to hold on. God damn, usual suspects. My man War Secrets has been patient. He hasn't been able to weigh in on shit. Brother War, you there? Is he there? Brother War. What's good, man? What's your take on all this shit, man, going on around here?
I'm enjoying the conversation. Hello to the panel.
What up?
I'm enjoying the conversation.
What's going on, bro?
A lot of good information is being exchanged, and it's good to see logical conversation being had, and I'm enjoying it, guys. Continue. When I gotta add something, I'll let you know. But continue the dialogue, man.
Yes.
You know.
Okay.
One Secrets, you gotta chime in, brother. You gotta drop some of your knowledge in on us, man. I know you travel all over the country, all over the world.
Yeah, War, that's my dude, man.
You gotta drop some knowledge of it,
brother.
You gotta
brother
drop some knowledge.
Let me get back on topic. Let me bring it back on topic.
Tell us something about Kamala Harris.
I can tell you a lot. I can tell you a lot, and Brother Nagoon can relate to what I'm about to say.
Okay.
When she first, I don't know how many of you on the panel have actually met this woman in person, but I have had personal interaction with her, being here in California. Nagoon, some years back, she came to our chapter meeting, alumni chapter, Gamma Chi Lambda in San Francisco.
Awesome. Okay.
And she presented herself to our chapter saying that she wanted support from the Brotherhood because, she's an AK.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had mentioned it before you had come on. And I know that my chapter, Zeta Eta Lambda in New York City, I think they wanted to actually have her out. They wanted to have her out there. I think it was a year before, maybe about a year, maybe a year and a half ago when she was talking about this. I don't believe she came out, but they was talking about that. Very interesting that your chapter actually met with her. So that's very interesting.
So this is when she was running for district attorney, and I'll make it short. So she came to our chapter asking for our support. And her whole goal was that she wanted to reform the juvenile system in San Francisco, and how she wanted to fight for minorities, black men, and all the wrongdoings of the police department. She wanted to reform the San Francisco Police Department, which is also a corrupt police department. And when she got in office, none of the things that she said she wanted to do, I'm going on her record, none of the things that she said she was going to do in San Francisco did she do. Okay? She didn't even come back to our chapter meeting, brother, to give us any reflection on what the hell was going on that we voted for. Because when we vote for someone, you want tangibles. She didn't give us tangibles. So therefore,
she was fraudulent.
She was fraudulent. And so my interaction with her at that time was that there was something fraudulent about her. So I already had a disposition about her way before she even ran for senator, or she ran for the top cop of San Francisco. Now, there's another connection to this. Willie Brown. He's a member of the chapter 2, Nagoon. Willie Brown was mayor, and there was something. There was something going on with him and her. Now, Willie Brown says, "Well, I was separated from my wife," but everybody in the Bay Area knows that Willie Brown is a player. He likes young women. He's an old school player. He's always got a young thing on his arm all the time. So there was some political connections there as well with Gavin Newsom, who happens to be governor now of California. So this is my point of view. I don't trust her from the word start jump, because she did not do what she was supposed to do just in the local area of San Francisco. She's playing the game. They're trying to make her the female version of Obama, and I'm not buying the groceries that she's selling at all.
Very important. Okay.
I'm gonna repeat that again. At all.
I got a question for you.
We wanted that feedback because brother information man was from California. We were waiting for you actually to come on and actually make a statement on this because we wanted to hear what your views were. That's nuance. She came and sat down with your chapter and everything else like that, the grand chapter, and she made promises and then she came up snake eyes.
Oh yeah, that's big. That's big.
Not good, bro. Not good. That's not a good look. Not a good look.
So
no, it's not a good look at all.
You're out there.
Can I ask the most important question?
You out there in Cali.
That's the most important question, real quick, King. I mean, that's the most important question. How many of the brothers hit?
Say what?
What you say? How many brothers out there hit?
Willie Brown.
All I know is one of our brothers, Willie Brown, he hit it.
Willie got it.
We know.
How many other brothers hit?
We know that Willie Brown hit it. But we also know something else unique about her in California. I was living in Oakland around the time of the Oscar Grant case. That's another thing that changed my view of her. Oscar Grant was killed by that police officer, the BART police. She was in charge. She was a district attorney. She could have done something. She had juice at that time. And every time a case came before her office where she could have made a difference for black people as it relates to some of the bullshit that was going on, she turned the other way. Yep. Okay, now she also has ingratiated herself in the gay community. As you know, San Francisco is run and controlled by the gay community. Yep. So she's had gay connections from San Francisco in the Bay Area from the very get-go. That's why she's down with the whole LBT situation. She was one of the ones who got involved with Gavin Newsom when the feds came in and said, we're not allowing gay marriages. So Gavin Newsom, along with her, got involved with violating the federal law at that time, allowing gays to be married in San Francisco. She did. So this is why she has an allegiance to them, because they are the ones that put her in office, helped put her in office as district attorney and as top cop of California. So she's got an allegiance to them. She does not have an allegiance to black folks. What she's going to do is she's going to appeal to us. She's going to do the bill. She's going to appeal to us. She's going to get on some shows and do a little dancing. She's going to black it up. She's going to black it up. Yeah. Okay, so she does not have any true allegiance to us from that point of view, and you never really hear her identify herself as a black woman. So when I hear brothers on here tonight saying, "Well, this is a black woman," first of all, she doesn't identify herself as a black woman.
No,
that's very important.
Black woman, because
no one said she's a black woman.
No one on this is right. She has never claimed being a black woman. She's always been a woman of color up until now.
Yeah. That's accurate. No, we didn't say she was a black. She said she's going to try to claim, and she's got to move towards the black community. She's going to use the AKA piece. She pledged black sorority and everything else like that. She's going to try to claim, of which I'm saying politically, she has to do that. That's what she has to get a base. I'm just saying politically. I'm not talking about how we feel or what do we feel about it. I'm saying if you're going to go out here politically now and start to make moves, what are some of the things you're going to have to do? She's going to have to try to claim this community as a base and move from there. That's just what she's going to have to do. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
Let me make this last statement. The thing that disappoints me possibly about black women is because the same black women that are going to vote for her and try to put her in power are the same black women that will hate on what you call mixed race women and say that they get all the men, that, she's a light skinned, right? It's every time a black person is running for a political office, that's when we want to rally around them and say, they're black. But these same black women who will vote for her will hate on her if she's getting one of their men and saying,
info. I think sisters are confused, man. You didn't know that?
Was that?
Well, I got a channel related to Kamala Harris background.
What about the Meghan Markle situation and all that? Come on.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
Go ahead, King Sigma.
I think we already know that if she was married to a black man, it might be different. But Obama being married to a black woman helped him out a lot. But she keeps her white house in the background. So I do believe that it is hypocrisy that the American black female, they don't even want to see a black actor male dating someone of the opposite ethnic group, let alone a black man running for president. But anyways, can anyone tell me what Kamala Harris's signature legislation is? Because based on my whole research of her record as a district attorney and state attorney, she has a shabby and a horrible record. So I'm trying to look for something that she did in the Senate in the last 2 years.
Not a goddamn thing.
What is her signature?
She doesn't have any signature anything.
She passed anti-lynching, nigga, after 50 years of lynching is over.
She doesn't. There isn't. That's why no one knows what it is. It doesn't exist.
Hey, gunning motherfuckers down.
She's just a body in a chair.
what I was trying to aim at is the fact that, because I couldn't find, you guys said you can't find no legislation. Yeah. Her record as a county attorney is horrible. But then there's also this idea that she was a creation of the liberal establishment in this way. Notice how no one knew who the hell Kamala Harris was until Barack Obama made that comment around the time of his second term. Yep. She was the prettiest attorney general in America, something like that. And I thought it was strange because she came to prominence off that comment because no one outside of California knew her. I never heard her name before. So she went from boom. She ran for Senate after that, and the media was all calling Obama.
You know what's insidious about the situation is that he gave her a shout out and gave her love, and they all flocked to her while he was the president. When the cops are going through a goddamn killing spree, and here's one of the district attorneys that are caping for police. That's what's so insidious about the whole situation.
That wasn't accident. When Obama made that comment, it's not like it was an accident. He was doing it on purpose to put her name out there, because it's just funny to me that no one knew about this woman. She didn't have no positive track record. She wasn't a community organizer or anything like that. This woman was like you guys said, a top cop, and she was anti. She was against poor blacks in California with that truancy thing. She really harped on that. It would be one thing if she had just made a comment about it, but she was trying to push that policy as a district attorney, and she tried to push it as the AG, even though her office told her, yo, this is gonna hurt black women more than anything in black children, because most of the black children are with single mothers. She didn't care. But certainly Barack Obama announces her, oh, she's the prettiest AG. Next thing I know, boom, CNN, Huffington Post, everybody's talking about this woman. Even though she had no track record, it was because, like someone else mentioned, she's a mulatto and she's someone that fits into that identity politics. But outside of being a mulatto woman, outside of being married in an interracial relationship, and being, I guess, semi-attractive for a politician, she doesn't have any track record that most black men, at least, would jump on. See, I always try to separate the black male vote from the black female vote, because there's lots of reasons why I think American black women would probably vote for her outside of policy, outside of her track record, outside of having no legislation or any of that stuff. Just based on gender, they were voting.
I mean, they
it's a real life scandal party.
Women will definitely do that. They will definitely vote women first, and they'll play all that, and black women first. They'll play that game. We know that. But this election coming up, man. Especially the key thing here. Let's forget about the general, because there's going to be the primary. And that's what's really going to be key here in the Democratic Party.
Super Tuesday, she's dead. She's dead by Super Tuesday.
That's what Xavier says. Her trying to get through that's going to be a motherfucker. Now that's where all this is going to wash out. That's why I'm saying it's really early for us to say. I can sit here and say all kind of things. And listening to what Information Man is saying. Brother Information Man, and talking about she's coming up in there lying and all this kind of bullshit. She's going to have a lot to answer for. I suspect she dies of 1,000 wounds. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely what I believe will probably happen. And if Joe Biden,
so it's all good.
And if Joe, and if Joe Biden, if he decides to come in and he may get the nod. Who knows? But I think this primary
he got to answer for that. He got to answer that crime bill in the fucking 90s, man.
This is the game that she's playing. Keep in mind, she was a prosecutor. So prosecutors work alongside with the police. They have bonds with the police, which is why she always sided with the police. And this is how the political game is played. She's going to probably get a lot of police unions. They may support her. Okay, so you always got to look at who are the people that are going to support her. I'll be honest with you though, brothers. She is in an interracial relationship. This country wasn't ready for a white woman to be president. I damn sure don't think that they're ready for an interracial relationship in the White House.
I don't think
a white man as the first husband, that ain't gonna fly with white men. You know that.
I remember Phil. I remember when Phil Graham, who's Senator Phil Graham, he passed a few years ago, but he ran for president. I believe I'm trying to think. It was I don't know if it was 88 or 92. I forget what year it was, but he had a Japanese wife, and he was a Republican, and he was trying to run, and basically he didn't get through the primary, and people were looking at him sideways, saying, yeah, well, you know, Phil, you pretty good, but Miss Saigon ain't gonna make it up in here. You know what I'm saying? Miss Saigon ain't gonna make it. And that was an issue. That was an issue. So the interracial,
this white man being the first lady is not going to fly with white women either.
I don't know how well that's going to fly. I'm saying in some of the more liberal states, you know, Colorado, California, and some places, you know, New York or whatever, you know, it's going to work. But when we start to get into some of those flyover states in the Midwest, when we start to run in the South, you know, and especially when we start to look at the battleground states, because let me tell you, if the president loses one battleground state, he's done. It's over. Okay.
Well, I would say
okay, he's not going to win. So in the battleground states is that something that's going to be that well accepted? Ohio, we're talking about Pennsylvania, we're talking about basically Florida, really. You know, is that really going to fly there? I think that's going to be a tough one there as well.
Yeah, but the question is, what is she? I mean, what is she running on? Like, is she just running on the love of black and brown folks? Because her damn slogan is Kamala Harris for the people, which I think is a bunch of crap. I mean, she has a shitty criminal justice record. She has a non-existent record in the Senate. I mean, she sits on the Senate Judiciary Committee. She was about to lose that goddamn spot. You know, when because the Republicans gained a few seats, so they were going to reorganize that. She almost lost that. So, I mean, what is she going to run on? What's she going to run?
She's running as an open borders social justice warrior, because I was thinking back to when this whole shutdown happened. She was one of the senators who said, I'm willing to shut down the government for the DACA program. So she's definitely all for inviting all these immigrants in or whatnot. And that's been her whole thing, is that she's gonna play the identity politics game. And here's the thing about it: that identity politics game that the Democrats are stuck on with open borders, illegal immigration, radical feminism, and homosexuality, funding more single motherhood. It has nothing to do with black men. Nothing.
Well, like I said, we're all saying all this right now, and this is all well and good. And I think, you know, brothers definitely should be saying exactly how we feel and how we see her. But as of right now, she's just opened up the campaign. I want to hear her ass on the stump. I want to hear her out there moving around and hearing what she's got to say. I hear everything. I hear Sigma. I hear Brother Shine. I definitely hear.
I just want to fuck the bitch.
Jay Shine ain't shit.
Jay Shine, he a straight fucking savage. He want that nasty doggy style.
Yeah,
I want to see how she get down. I want to see what she's learning in San Fran. I want to see what she's learning.
Jay Shine want to see what she working with backstage.
I want to see what she working with. She might turn me out. Shit.
Let's go visit Capitol Hill and visit her and Alexandria Ocasio. I don't know what it is about that crazy chick Ocasio, but I'll definitely be trying to figure it Capitol Hill, man.
But I don't know. I want to hear this lady on the stump. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear this lady on the stump. I want to hear what she got to say.
I want her on the stump too.
Yeah. when you go to listen to her, you better not bring damn Jay Shine with you.
Don't bring Jay Shine around.
Don't
bring his ass around.
I think they're gonna have to go with someone else. I just don't see it with this Kamala Harris. I don't see it.
I'm gonna ask her a question no one's ever asked her before. I'm gonna ask her this. I'm gonna say, is it Kamala or is it Kamala?
Let me
trying to holler.
Let me make this statement.
Trying to say something. War Secrets, you trying to say something there? I thought I heard him.
I want to say something to you brothers too. I don't know if you are familiar with this, what happened this past week, I think, or maybe last week. She did a rally or whatever the hell you call it in Oakland, I believe.
Yeah, saw that.
And I think some people have circulated it on YouTube. And when you pan the crowd of people that were watching her talk, there were very to no black people. Now, Oakland is a black city. However, it has been gentrified. It has gone down 25% in black population. But however, it's a large percent of the black population is in Oakland. I did not see many black people in the audience. It was a majority of your typical liberal white folks that were in the audience. That was a telling tale to me. You know why? Because that's Oakland, baby. I would have thought to see a hell of a lot more black folks out there. And I did,
Was it in an open forum?
It's a white lesbian female.
Hold a second. Was it in an open forum, information man, or
it looked like
what kind of event was it?
It was outside. It almost looked like she was doing a campaign rally. You know what I'm saying?
It was a campaign rally. It was a campaign rally in the middle of a square. Anybody could have walked up and joined.
Okay. Yeah, and what I'm basically trying to say is, looking at the crowd and being in Oakland, and there wasn't a hell of a lot of black men or black women in the crowd. No. That kind of speaks volumes.
With his girlfriend. That was it.
And I must say this: if anybody knows about this woman, nobody knows about her as good as black Californians. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
exactly.
Because
exactly. You know that she did it. Her campaign is being run by white liberal North Californians. We know that all.
Yes.
Her campaign is being run by a lesbian white female. I saw her talking.
Her name is Lily Allen.
Lily Adams.
Lily Adams. Yeah.
But and also when you look back at her work in the AG's office in the district attorney, she was not known for being a proponent of hiring black people to work for her staff.
None.
No, there were none on her staff.
I gotta say this. I want to ask all the sisters who are already in the tank for her, especially these skiwi, aka females, how many black sisters did she hire when she was the DA of San Francisco? How many black females did she hire when she was the top cop in the goddamn state? How many black females does she have on staff right now? Fucking idiots.
Kamala seems like one of those women. I'm just going by listening to her in the interviews.
No, she don't have any.
She seems like the type of chick that a lot of like girls would not get along with, to me for some reason.
Nah, she don't put her own sisters on. She don't put her own skis on.
Yeah, she seemed like the type of woman that would put her own goals before other women and would step on other women.
She's a ladder climber. That's all she is, man.
Exactly. She's more of a social climbing kind of.
She's an American ladder climber. That means she busts pussy, she kiss ass, she sucks dick, and she lies. That's what this bitch does. All right? That's all she does.
Willie Brown confirmed it. He confirmed
the way it sounds to me. Warsingers, go ahead, Warsingers, go ahead.
Hey, man, in my opinion, I really think the Democrat Party is basically intimidated by heterosexual black guys.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
We're the last group of guys that are going to challenge this LGBT movement. And this is why you hear that toxic masculinity, because we're the last group of dudes. And honestly, the Democrat Party is done with black Americans. They already got Hispanics here. Black Americans have so many abortions. They're trying to fucking either mix black Americans out or just get us to abort ourselves.
I think our numbers are big enough to where I hear a lot of people talking a lot of ridiculousness, but when you look at the numbers, we're going to be a factor in this election, the primaries, and very much in the general election. Don't let anybody fool you. I from what I'm hearing, I'm just listening to the rest of these brothers here because I'm not going to say anything else. It looks like this woman's going to have a hard time.
She's going to have a hard time.
I'm telling you right now, by Super Tuesday, she's done.
What's that?
Makes it that
thing that Nagone be saying where Nagone be like, black men in America want to see some tangibles and what you're gonna do for black for today. We want to see today. We want to see some tangibles today.
Yeah, my God.
I would have to agree. I think she's gonna catch hell. I think this is gonna be rough. I really do.
Man. That's how she likes it, man. She's gonna get it how she likes it.
Yeah, but I think she's gonna have that kind of I don't like it rough kind of deal because I don't think folks are gonna be.
Is it me? Does her hair look like she always just finished having sex?
How many prosecutors have we had as president? Prosecutor doesn't seem like the typical pipeline to the presidency from what I've read. Like it doesn't seem like a prosecutor has been like a chosen type of person, legal background. It's usually been like civil rights or maybe corporate, but I couldn't really find a lot of prosecutors that became president.
Because they never make it, man. Because
now it's senator and governors. And
yeah.
She doesn't have that story that Obama has. See, Obama,
especially governor, yeah.
Obama had the storyline that fit the moment because people hated George Bush so much. he was this quote unquote the first mulatto president or whatever. He had the black wife. He had the black kid.
But you guys forget, okay? September 15th, Monday, okay, 2008. The economy fell into the fucking ground.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the day before, John McCain said the fundamentals of the economy are strong, and then the fucking economy dropped into the tank. It was over right then. I remember like it was. All right. So that's what happened. That's crazy. That's a watch them guys at it on out of there. And it paved the way for Brock to really get in. He made a credible candidacy. I don't know if we're going to see that kind of moment in this presidency or in this election. It could happen. It could very well happen. But if that does happen,
I was going to let it happen though. See, I think that the way that the Fed is manipulating things, Trump put that guy Powell in there. He's talking about putting Herman Cain on there next month. I just think that behind the scenes that they're going to ensure that the economy makes it through this 2020 election. I think it would take like the bottom falling out of the economy, like you mentioned in 08, like 08, 09. I think it would actually take that right now, or obviously the impeachment thing. But those two for me, I don't see as likely with the way everything is going right now. I don't see the.
I don't know if it's gonna. It could happen. I don't know. But as of right now, it's definitely going to be, regardless of what people want to say, I still think it's in Trump's. It's definitely in Trump's favor. Okay, I definitely think that it is. The Democrats have a shot. I do believe Trump is vulnerable. He's definitely vulnerable. His ratings and stuff like that are not that good. But he does have a very strong base that's going to come out. They're going to come out. They're going to come out strong. So his base is coming out. All right. So you're going to have to match his base, especially, as I'm saying, in the key battleground states. You got to run the electoral college map, and you got to beat him there. And that's where this is going to be met. Now, can Kamala Harris, can she get out there and run that EC map and they may run the table on that map? I think that's going to be a tough job. And a lot of brothers up in here, y'all, and I know that I can't see the chat right now because I'm not in front of my computer, but I don't know if brothers. I'm getting a sense folks ain't feeling them, man. How
is Me Too and feminism harming the Democrats? Because it's like they're trying to play two games. Like they're trying to play this game where they're going full throated on this whole fourth wave feminism thing. Because as we know, the 100-year anniversary of the passage of, I believe it's the 19th Amendment, where they got the right to vote in 1920. So it's a very symbolic year that we're about to come up on next year for these females. And I feel like the corporations that support these liberal women in that movement, I feel like they're doubling down like on the anti-male rhetoric with the Gillette ad that just went through. And we're not going to know the full results of that into the next quarter when we see, did Gillette putting out that anti-male toxic masculinity fourth wave feminism ad, is it going to harm their bottom line? We won't know until the end of this quarter. But it seems that they're doubling down on this feminism thing as they approach year 100.
And I'm gonna tell you that's gonna play horribly for the white males as well. So
but you heard what she said on her stump, and what Sigma is saying is absolutely right when she says that she's for the protection of women in and outside the home.
Yeah.
Now,
deep shit.
What do you guys think about this new term that the white liberals came up with?
They got to play this real close.
I don't like that terminology. I consider myself to be a Black American man. I don't go by this whole people of color bullshit. But I noticed that over the last couple of years, I've been seeing more and more. They don't use the term Black directly anymore, but they will just say people of color. Color.
They lumping us in with immigrants and everybody else, and I think it's very. Hold on, let me finish. I gotta say this. This is very important. This is important. They lumping us in is very disrespectful. We are the foundation of this country as far as American DOS. I love that terminology that Tone and Yvette came up with. It's a beautiful terminology. American DMS is because it designates us. Like, look, Jamaicans have their problem, and their problems with Britain. Our problem was with this country here. And our problem was what our blood was spilled here. All right. Everything that everybody's coming here to enjoy, whether it's affirmative action, the fact that people of color, quote, from around the world can come here and build their lives, is because of what we went through. And I think it's insulting that the Democratic Party keep putting these fucking candidates in front of us that are not American DOS. And again, going back to the Skiwi sisters who are going to push this sister through when you're a historically black sorority. And the rest of the females are going to do the same thing. These are the same type of bitches that will keep supporting Cynthia G. No matter how fucking wrong, no matter how bullshit, no matter how fake, no matter how full of shit this female is, they're still going to support her because she's a quote-unquote black female.
Well, you know that Arthur Schopenhauer had a term for that. He said that just about women in general, let alone the ones you're referring to, he said that women have a natural tendencies towards dissimulation, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to see if this statement aged very well. I want to hear what the brothers have to say about this statement. So they said that the high rate of families headed by single mothers would greatly hinder the progress of blacks toward economic and political equality. The rise in black single motherhood from the 1965 to 25% to 2019 77%. That this tendency would be that this was not due to jobs, this single mother rate, but by the destructive nature of ghetto culture. Do you guys feel that this statement aged well since 1965?
It's facts.
Of course it did. Of course it did.
Fine wine, man. That's fine wine right there.
That was the conclusion of the Moynihan report. The high rate of families headed by single mothers will greatly hinder the progress of blacks toward economic and political equality. The rise in black single mother families was caused not by lack of jobs, but by a destructive vein of ghetto black culture.
That means they were busting that pussy wide open.
And if you talk to women about this, because I've heard these conversations, and I've heard women chime in on it, and the first thing they come back at you with is that, well, no one's getting married anyway, and that there are men in those homes, and you hear this whole litany of just BS.
Yeah, they reverse argument now.
It's a reverse argument.
First, we weren't in the homes, now we're in the homes, and
we're in there, and then we're out of there. We're making baby mamas, but the baby mamas have live-in baby daddies, and it's just ridiculous, man. It is ridiculous, and anyone who buys it is crazy.
That's why when I came on, I'm gonna say something that people are not gonna like. The Root claimed last year that black men, all of us black men, are the terrorists of the black community. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this based on, if you guys just said that you agree with what Lyndon B. Johnson and his secretary said in 1965, the truth is the single black mother is the terrorist of the black community in 2019.
Yeah, well, the single black mother has been the ineffectual, leader in the community. She cannot do the job. She was never designed to do the job. Yeah. She got put out front to do the job. And because all this was done, so you would fail. I mean, I watched this very closely. I looked at it. I grew up during these times. I saw it. I saw literally from the time I was a kid running around Harlem in 68 and 69 when you could literally walk down the street and, Miss Jones would get up in your ass talking about, man, I'll tell your daddy, tell your father that you down here messing around. And if I have to whip your ass, you don't want me to go tell your daddy. All right. I mean, if Miss Jones slapped you on your honey one time, and then she came back and told your dad, you knew it was going to happen to your ass. So the community kind of kept you in line, all right, to a large extent. Even the gangsters in the community and so forth were the same way, But now, we saw the drugs come in, then we saw the mass incarceration come in, then we saw the war on poverty bill come in, and even
come in.
We saw that. Brother Adam Clayton Powell sat down, in one of his last parting speeches. That he had kind of before he died was, he spoke very harshly about, the welfare system and the war on poverty bill and all that he had orchestrated, and saw how it had been misused. And that's we look at that. So this was orchestrated, and it was a political orchestration. It was political to knock you out because of the very powerful movements we had in the 50s and the 60s, and they wanted to stop that.
Harlem was actually
and shut your family down. And Harlem was Harlem USA, what they call Harlem USA.
Harlem was
that was the hub of the black community.
Yeah. They actually used Harlem as like their model for writing the Moynihan Report, and when they were coming up with the Great Society and the War on Poverty, they actually were studying the history of Harlem and how it kind of.
Well, I looked at that. Not only were they looking up, they were looking at very rural black families. They weren't looking at Harlem per se. They were looking at very rural black families in the South that were just that literally was still in slavery. You know, even as much as we want to talk about how those slavery ended in 1865, it really didn't. You know, slavery for all practical purposes really didn't really. Hate to say it, we didn't really see a real formal end to this bad boy until the 40s. But really, that's what we were looking at, and they were talking about how to address these problems, and it just wasn't just for blacks; it was for whites as well. But they were looking at some of the more rural areas, and that, and it was a very important. And they were looking at the South.
It was a very important scene in that movie, the Malcolm X movie, where they were about Harlem. You know, when he was walking through, and there was a bunch of prostitutes, and then a girl he actually dated back in the day was taking a white man in the hallway, and they went down on him and all that. That was a very important scene. It was showing you the downward trajectory of Harlem, and also showing you who the women were prostituting themselves for. And if you really want to pay attention to that scene, also look how the women were dressing, with the fake hair, and that's how hoes dress. And look how black women are now.
Yeah, well, I mean, we saw the community, we saw the community, literally degrade, and this feminism.
It's a wrap. It's over.
Welfare, mass incarceration.
There's no community no more. It's over. We got to start anew.
All this came together as a perfect storm, and it was to eliminate the family.
Man, do you understand?
That's what it was designed. That's what it was designed to do.
They were saying in 1965,
put this black female ahead. And that's what killed us.
I read that conclusion to you guys, and that was like 60 years ago. But what stuck out to me was something that these guys said. They said, now at that time the single mother rate was 25%, and in the eyes of like the white liberals, that shit was like a crisis, like a serious crisis and an impediment towards black progress. Right? They said that the family structure of lower class blacks is highly unstable, and in many urban centers is approaching complete breakdown. To them, at 25% single mother rate, they thought that was complete breakdown. We're almost at 80% now, and I keep hearing people talking about a black community. Are you fucking serious? Black community when we're at 80% single mother rate? This is madness.
Well, they understood, man, the importance of the complete family unit, because like Brother Nagone said, they had looked at white folks as well, and we all know that when white folks get a cold, we get the fucking pneumonia. So they had looked at these white studies as well, and they knew that it was unsustainable for a fucking society, no matter what society it is, to have 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75% of motherfuckers being born with no goddamn daddy, and you're putting these old mamas out front, because they
I don't want to be baby mama number 6.
They knew that these old mamas would destroy a community no matter what color they were.
What's today's number?
You knew they would destroy it if they was black holes, goddamn it. Just like they would destroy it if they was white holes, Latino holes, Asian holes. If most of the goddamn kids are being born to these goddamn single mothers, the community, the society is going to be fucked up. And this is what we have today.
X. I want to be baby mama number 5.
Yeah.
And just like Brother Shai just said, and the beat goes on.
I want to be baby mama number
5. The motherfucking beat goes on. Right here on YouTube.
And black man, conquered black man. I want to be baby mama 5 till you conquer black man.
Yeah,
that's called duplicity right there. I saw that. That's called duplicity. That's what that's called. And you guys, man, I was listening to the replay of you guys is roasting.
The dragon.
That was a dragon. That was a dragon right there. But the reason why, I don't even have anything to say about a situation like that, because to me, that's so typical of the rank and file American black woman in 2019 is that the actual pleasure that I get out of it is that here's your poster child that you put up to the world of being this this is the revolutionary black woman, but now just another single mother with a big mouth and a bad weave, and now you got a situation here. Here's the flip though. Now you notice American black thinking men, when they look at that scenario, they're going after the man that would claim to be Ugawa Black Power. They go after him, and they go after the hypocritic female as well. But the response that you see from the rank and file American black woman is, oh, it's gender first and circle the wagons. And now it's like, oh shit, we liked her already when she was, on that anti-male rhetoric type stuff. Oh, we love you now because now
you with us.
Because you with us now. You a single mother like us. You a
scum bucket like us.
You a strong, independent, broke single mother like us now.
You're a Rex like me.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club. Exactly.
Welcome to the sisterhood.
The sisterhood of failure.
And fellas, hold on a second. This is something I know y'all ain't gonna like to hear, but y'all gonna know the truth. She gonna get paid.
Absolutely. That's my point.
The question, you know why?
She gonna get paid.
She's going to be supported by females over
there. That's right.
I saw some of the comments. It's okay, girl, because this is what they do. This is why the community is so fucked up. There is no more big mama like our grandmothers were. They would have checked this bullshit. And you got sisters out here who are calling themselves, progressive and smart and savvy, like Paris Milan, that bitch. You heard me. You know what I mean? Who over there supporting this fuckery? It's absolute fuckery. They have no accountability on this side of
But these are the
zero zilch.
But these are the women who are getting pregnant now. Okay, the little hood rat chick you want to say 18, 19 years old running around getting pregnant, that ain't happening. The new hood chick today is between the ages of 31, 42 years of age, prime age 33 to 35. She right on time, homegirl. She coming in right on time.
Just like the system. Just like the system, they're going and taking young niggas too. They getting young niggas to get them pregnant.
They coming right on time. Yeah, they may be grabbing these young boys, but I'm talking about who's dropping these babies. Who's the baby dropper today?
Middle-aged black women.
Okay, middle-aged black women. Okay, many who are college educated. She
was right on time, huh? She was
right on time.
Well, gentlemen, it's never too late, gentlemen. It's never too late.
Okay. The train came in. The train arrived right on time.
Talking about the sisterhood.
That's where we are. That's where we are.
This train is never late, man. That's why we can always bounce off and talk about this shit, and ain't got to worry about black female fucking.
That's why when the Gone talks about he's waiting on his Kamala Harris, what I'm saying is that for me, here's where I'm at. I've noticed a shift. My first time I voted for a president was Barack Obama, right? And I didn't vote for him the second term. And I've kind of noticed that at first I was a liberal back with the whole, when that whole economy collapsed and things. I had graduated from undergrad at that time. I was all with the Occupy Wall Street and go Obama, all that. But by the time they lost that supermajority in Congress, I had shifted a little bit more to a conservative thinking after seeing the way that they blew that whole supermajority and brought in the Tea Party. And now I've noticed that the Democratic Party has gone on a whole socialist, communist, anti-male, where I just kind of stayed where I was at. And I guess people would say I'm almost like a conservative, Democrat, libertarian or something right now. And so when I look at someone like a Kamala Harris and the other 6 candidates so far, 4 women, I think it's 5 women and 1 male so far, and Bernie Sanders is getting in next week. I look at the open secrets of all these female candidates, Emily's List, Hollywood, and fucking Google and big tech. I don't see all of their shit is feminism, and feminism. I see both of those radical feminists.
All right. Okay. Ain't no woman getting elected president of the United States right now. Ain't gonna happen. I don't give a fuck. Ain't no female getting elected president. Fuck that. It ain't happening.
There it is.
All right. We know that. All right. Depends. Like I said.
Why is that?
Because I really believe when you really start to look at the heart of this country, and I'm talking about middle America that's gonna come out and vote, they ain't trusting no females.
They ain't trusting these hoes. They know these hoes. We know our hoes.
They ain't trusting these females. They ain't trust him.
Kamala Harris would have a brothel in the White House.
Okay. They ain't trust him. They ain't trust him. Even
we
these
know how
white,
crazy our women are, man.
even these white women at the large number.
Exactly.
52% voted for Trump, and this is after Trump said, "I grabs them by the pussy." Okay. This is after he said that shit. They still voted for him. So they
can't be life, man. I can't believe that shit happened, man.
So they're gonna be voting. So they ain't voting for no woman either.
He said that motherfucker said that motherfucker said they're not gonna stop you. But they're gonna stop you. Just grab my pussy. I said this.
They don't stop you. They
don't stop.
I grabs them by the pussy. This is what I do. So and look, people heard it. Everybody heard it. It did not stop them. So as far as I'm concerned,
they vote for him anyway.
They voted for him anyway, and they're coming back to vote for him again. And I'm just saying, ain't no female getting elected president.
Hey, that's a hell of a statement right there.
It's not happening in this country.
You know, to me, his biggest comment, like the grabbing by the pussy, that was huge. But that wasn't what really got me. What let me know how committed his base is to him is when that motherfucker came on national TV and said, I could kill someone right here on 5th Avenue and I could still get elected with my base. He said that.
And he was right.
You know, he really wanted to say, I can kill a nigga on 5th Avenue, but he held back. He held back.
I will hang a nigga in one of my rallies, and my percentage points will go up at least by 10.
See, I'm glad that you brothers. I'm glad you brothers get it, because a lot of cats don't get it. Like, I keep on doing all this hype about how Trump his ratings going down, and we're gonna people. When I hear brothers like you say understand what's really going on here, yeah, we hear all this hype in the media, but how do you separate the media from real America? Because remember, this is the same media that told you that Hillary was going to win by X amount of percentage points, and then the media,
the media spin. The media, it's a spin. So heavy. You know, and they're trying to spin it. They're trying to spin it. But you know, the media spin and what's reality.
I mean, you know,
a lot of times
Trump is smart, man. Like, you know, they said it, and they still saying it. They running a base campaign. They don't care what no one outside their base thinks or wants.
And what people you can't forget this about Trump. Trump is a media guy. That's where he came out of. You know, he was he had his TV shows on and all that. This guy knows how to manipulate the media. He's a perfect media candidate. So he understands that. He's got that edge.
He's a showman.
He's a showman. He's going to jump right back out there again on that media showman game, and he's going to run it. This is what he do. All right. So that's his wheelhouse. Yeah, I watch electoral map very closely.
When you look at that electoral map, just going all the way back to 2000 up until going to 2020, right? The states have got redder, not bluer. That's what amazes me about this conference. It seems like the media is basically California.
The states have gotten redder.
Yeah.
I think you might want to look at that again, because when you start to look at, especially this midterm election and the gubernatorial races, we kind of saw something a little bit different.
Yeah, I got to agree with Nagone, because Texas and Georgia and and Virginia, North Carolina.
He's definitely off on that. I'm just saying we got to look at this. A lot of shit in play. That's why the Republicans have got to be really on top of their game, because this guy is vulnerable. He can be beat.
Well, I'm talking about the 2016 election.
It depends on what candidate comes out here and how they run. Yeah. I'm saying that I do believe the president definitely has an edge, but he's vulnerable. There is vulnerability there. It is a possibility.
He got the Trump card. He got the Trump card. All you gotta do is go out. All you gotta do is come out to the people and say, you know what? She's beating me in the polls. She's a nigger.
But he won the election. He won the electoral college 306 to 232. So I'm not seeing how that's not owning the electoral college, because the last electoral college we had for a presidential election was 2016. He won that 306 to 232. What are you guys talking
about? No. You talking about when Barack won?
No, when Trump won in
2016. Yeah. Trump won because this fucking Hillary Clinton was the shittiest candidate of all time.
But he still won the electoral college against me.
Yeah. Well, hold on a second. That's what determines the president. So she neglected the flyover states, which I said,
like Wisconsin.
How the
crazy? Yeah, how do you do that? How you not go to Wisconsin?
How the fuck is this bitch doing that? And then she's losing in Pennsylvania.
God damn.
You know what I'm saying? You know, damn near state where she was born in, losing in Ohio. Yeah. I mean, how do you do this? So she was the most fucked up candidate we've ever seen. When Barack just 4 years before, so, got down, won in all those states.
Yeah, okay. And you know what? He had some of his biggest rallies in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, okay. He took Florida again. Okay, took Ohio again. All right. He won in all those key states. Motherfucker won. He won the EC twice. Yeah.
He would go to Michigan, Ohio, and had some of his biggest rallies in Wisconsin. He was very smart.
He knew how to win an election. He knew how to win it.
So how do you win? And then you got this big dumb broad walking up in here, don't even run the fucking game right. Okay, whose husband, okay, was ex-president, won the motherfucker twice as well.
I'm white.
And she can't.
I'm white. I'm white.
And ran like a sucker. I'm
white.
Well, she didn't make it.
So I guess the question is for me.
Her big dumb ass didn't make it.
So my question is, because you guys are making the argument that she was a horrible candidate.
She was terrible. She was
okay.
Worse.
So Barack Obama, he won the Electoral College in 2008. Even by more than Trump did, by like 65 points more.
And won it again in 2012.
So my question to you guys is, since states like Wisconsin and Pennsylvania were so critical, based on your understanding, has the condition for the everyday white person gotten better, stayed the same, or gotten worse than the Donald Trump?
It got worse, man. Everything Trump said he was going to do. Everything that Trump said he was going to do for white America, he has not done. All right, they know that. And they even saying this shit on Fox News right now. So he's very vulnerable in that aspect. But the bottom line is this, though. What the Democrats are pushing, though, they're pushing this multicultural, immigrant, homosexual agenda, and that's going to keep them in pocket.
Okay. So with that being said, you said that you feel it got worse. So considering that, and you said that they're also pushing the multicultural, then that means that the Democrats ain't offering none to the rank and file white people either.
No, they're not. But here's the thing. Everybody, both sides are playing identity politics right now. Both sides. All right. Republicans are playing that white. You know what I mean? We got to survive. Fox News for the last 20 years have been talking about how they're going to be a minority by 2040. You know what I mean? So this is something that's been cooked up for a long time. These people are real xenophobic right now. They don't give a shit if they can lose their house tomorrow. I'm still voting for this goddamn Republican because I'm white. You know what I mean? They got to fight for the white cause. So this is what they brung out of the white folks right now. And that shit is hardcore wired into them, just like, slavery, slave mentality is hardwired into us.
I think Jay's pretty correct on that. And quite frankly, you can fight against that. You actually can. If you run the proper type of campaign.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why Kamala Harris can't get past Super Tuesday.
The question comes down: Can Kamala Harris, is she the one that can run this? Now I
don't think so.
I want to see if she can. Okay, that's my view. I know I've already got the view of the brothers here on the panel.
I would say this: she could win. She could win, and I would say this: if she could win, if she was a homegrown, Betwitch from like American DOS, but she's an immigrant. She's a child of immigrants, and that's just going to be vital in this whole argument. This whole thing about the wall, everything. This is where white folk are right now. You can't put a child of immigrants and then put them in front of these white people where they are right now and say vote for me. It's just not going to work.
Well, one thing about white folks is if they think that they can benefit from something that you have, they'll go with it. Now, Kamala Harris, who knows if she's going to be able to pull that off? It's going to be very interesting to see. This is going to be a barn burner. I'm going to sit back and watch this real close. Anyway, go ahead, Kingsley. Go ahead.
I was looking at the state of Virginia, and I was going to ask you guys. So now Virginia's on the hotbed right now because basically they were trying to jump on New York's late-term abortion thing, and that shit backfired in Virginia because they thought that they were going to be able to pass that same kind of New York.
I live in Virginia, so I can talk to this.
So the Democrats won Virginia in Obama's term, and they won it even under Hillary when she ran. They won that. Do you think that Virginia flips red over that shit? Or
here's the problem with Virginia. Virginia is really three different areas. You have, a lot of military there. You got North Virginia, which is liberal and establishment and corporate Democrats. So you got Northern Virginia. Then the rest of Virginia is pretty much red. My house is in Stafford County, which is the first Trump county in Northern Virginia. So above me, everything above me is blue. I'm in that purplish, more reddish county, which is Stafford County. And in that county, you can see on a local level the pushback from white folk. A lot of things that the Democrats try to do in Northern Virginia and in the state of Virginia was horrible. Like, for instance, in the school system, they kept pushing homosexuality, and they did it in a slick way. So they couldn't do it educationally because all the parents could opt out of it, and the parents kept opting out of sexual, education as far as teaching homosexuality. So what they did is then they came back and they forced it down the throats of the parents and the kids in Northern Virginia as a health thing. So now if you're teaching the kids health, then you can't opt out of it. You see what I'm saying? So now they're making it a health education thing versus sexual education. This is how slick they are. That caused a huge pushback, among whites and conservatives in Virginia. So now Virginia, which was teetering purple, almost teetering blue, because all the governors they had, now teetering back to red. You know what I'm saying? Because of a lot of agendas that were getting pushed inside of the state. I'm just giving you one a minute.
Because of North Carolina, because Trump won North Carolina, but Obama won in 2008. And I'm looking at Virginia, I'm looking at North Carolina. And what I'm trying to say is that I get what Nagone is talking about. We all just speculating based on, what we know about records or whatever. Yeah. But it just seems to me that the strategy that the Democrats are going, they're going full speed ahead on feminism and homosexuality. Yeah. That's what I believe.
But here's the thing, King Stim, I want to say this last thing. I just want to say one thing, last thing. Keep in mind, Virginia, and first of all, Hillary lost North Carolina that Barack Obama won. And Virginia, she barely won Virginia.
Right.
All right. So I just want to keep that in
mind. And see, this is another thing too, which a lot of people are trying to play off. Well, the economy's gotten a lot better, but see, a lot of people with, hitting the, hitting the, the Healthcare Act or hitting Obamacare, which a lot of people don't know. You still have people who are losing some of their coverages, man, and they're in some tight spots. That played a key role in the Congress. So as to why Dems came in there. So there are some key issues here that people
but this is how Kamala is fucked up. She fucked up by come out here talking about. Yeah, she's trying to dismiss. They're trying to dismiss Bernie Sanders now with this Medicare for all shit. They know they're not going to do it. Corporate Democrats are not going to do
on that though. She backpedaled yesterday on that.
She backpedaled on that, and and the whole commercial.
That was a bad look.
That was a bad look. She shouldn't even went there because now Bernie Sanders supporters and people who really want that are going to call this bitch out for that shit.
The whole commercial piece that to me was, where were her advisors on that? That was a fuck up.
But this is why she's a maturing candidate, because the powers that be want to try to erase any ways that Bernie caused a lot of problems last
year. You know what it is? California. California and New York don't represent the real America for most people, I don't think. I think the way that politics must work in California is not, because they seem to be in a little echo chamber. Because the mistakes that Kamala Harris is making don't really make sense, because she has the liberal media behind her. She has the her rollout was put all over. She's going the whole little Disney TV shows route.
No. Her rollout was actually good. All right. The thing that fucked up is when she came out on that commercial insurance piece. Kind of blowing that, stumbling and bumbling. I'm like, she's coming out.
That's not your thing.
Good rollout. Then she starts to stumble. She's not being handled properly. At the end of the day,
California Democrat wins. That's
I'm just gonna say, you gotta hit. What are the key issues that a lot of people really want you to address?
Jobs number one.
And you got jobs. You definitely have to have health care. Because that's a key piece here that a lot of people are not talking about. That's sliding on the radar, and people are trying to play it off like that's an issue. But that's what played a very key issue in these. How would I say, these congressional races? It played a key role in that, man.
Now,
a lot of people don't want to talk about that. So there's some key issues here you're really gonna have to get into, and is Kamala really gonna be able to hit some of this? As me right now,
yes, she can. She can hit this.
I mean, she can. I'm very skeptical of her. I'm very skeptical of her as a candidate. Can she make it? It's a possibility.
Here's my thought on the healthcare.
Let's see what happens. I just don't.
Here's my thought on the healthcare piece, because if that healthcare, Trump ran on overturning Obamacare, and the courts are actually helping him overturn Obamacare as we speak. So I wonder for the rank and file white people, it doesn't seem that healthcare was a big deal to them because he was running on overturning Obamacare.
Yeah, but white people right now, all they care about is race.
Yes,
they
will tell you that you're a racialist and you're if you about black people that you're the racist and you're playing identity politics. But the bottom line, that's just deflection. That's what white people do. They care about is race.
Mm-hmm. They're playing the racial angle big. They are. I mean, it's an angle they have to play.
Because they've been told that they're dying out. Immigrants are taking over,
and they will vote against
Sharia law, all kinds of crazy shit.
They have to vote against races. I'm sorry, the corporations are running the Supreme Court as well. So you look at the big insurance companies and them that are running this.
Do you guys think Ginsburg is dead? Is she dead?
Is who?
Is Ginsburg dead, man?
She about to. She's about to, man.
Because
she doesn't have much longer. I don't think.
Yeah, she fell down the stairs a couple months ago, man. That bitch she can't walk down the stairs.
So she hasn't been back to the Supreme Court in 3 weeks, and they haven't talked about it at all. And it's like this very secret thing going on with her. It's very strange.
2 years on that court, man. Trump's going to get another appointment, which means the court's going to be 6-3.
Yeah.
2 years? No. I'm saying I think that she might be dead or on her deathbed right now.
That's what I'm saying. Now. So she's not going to make another 2 years. I'm just saying.
They're hiding her body in the courthouse basement.
I think she might only have 2 months left, man.
Keeping her shit on ice.
Yeah, they keep that shit on ice right now.
Yeah, they got documentaries on HBO about her. It's a wrap, man. She gone.
And so Trump is winning in the courts, and he's still winning the Senate right now. And I think people underestimate the impact he's having. When Obama was on there, man, you know how hard the Republicans made for him to get anyone on the federal bench.
I mean, they made it hard, and then you talking about here we are, 2 government shutdowns. I mean, no one's up in arms over this shit. Nope. And if that was Obama, they'd be trying to fucking shoot this motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right. So it just shows you just where the real fuckery is.
So are we underestimating the race card in this 2020 election? Are the
you can never underestimate the race card. This is America. It's America. It's milk. So you can never underestimate.
Yeah, damn right. That's what we do here, man. I was talking to a German guy yesterday, man. German guy came to hook up my internet yesterday, and we was having this conversation about politics and shit. And motherfuckers looking at our country crazy. I'm like, look, I'm gonna tell you something, white boy. I mean, make sure you understand. He didn't even understand that terminology because he's German. Stop talking to him crazy. Let me tell you something, white boy. In America, this is what we do. All right, everything in America boils down to race. That's what y'all don't understand. Y'all had that shit here in Germany, and I asked some questions about that too. And he gave me some real good answers. That was a real interesting conversation I had yesterday. But to see how other people look at us and look at our politics, man, they just shake their head and they don't know how we even fucking stand. You know what I mean? Yeah, I said, look, don't worry about it. We're not gonna fall apart. Racism is what we do. You understand? This is what we do, white boy. We do racism well. All right. Hating white people and white people hating black people. That's what we've been doing for 40 years. They ain't gonna stop.
Well, they do say America means I am race, but so let's go back to Kamala Harris again before we all bounce or whatever. One of the things that came up was the fact that when she was the Attorney General in California, the head of the U.S. Treasury is Steve Mnuchin, right? Mm-hmm. And he was like a big time Hollywood guy and a big banker out there. And
she would not prosecute him.
Yeah. They had recommended her own team that they go after this guy who is now the U.S. Treasury under Trump, and she chose not to go after him.
Not only that, the political class of the state said to do it because they basically gave her the green light. She still wouldn't do it. And so what happened? She fucking around and got money from that motherfucker.
So what I'm saying is that, okay, the woman has no signature legislation in the Senate. Mm-hmm. She has a failed track record as Attorney General. She could at least, we do know one thing about Elizabeth Warren that she has going for herself as a Democratic feminist. At least Elizabeth Warren created the Consumer Financial Protection Agency, which came out of the whole 2009 crisis or whatnot. She has at least one issue she could stand on. I'm anti-Wall Street. That's been her whole thing. But when I look at Kamala Harris, what is her identity, bro? What is her platform? What is her identity? Nothing.
What, today or yesterday? Today she's black.
Yeah. I'm like, all of these are legitimate questions. she's going to have to come up here and really, really start to answer a lot of this stuff. And not a lot of people have gotten very good answers from her as of yet.
Mm-hmm.
She's just out here on the stump now. And this is a long campaign.
I just got one question for the chick, man. Is it Kamala or Kamala, baby?
My understanding is Kamala. I thought it was Kamala.
I mean, I just want to know what to call you, girl, because I need you.
You need to hit her in her DMs.
I need you in my life, baby.
Damn, Jay shot up in her DMs and shit.
Get in her DMs, man.
Yeah, I didn't even know what you learned, girl. What that pussy doing?
But so basically, besides Kamala Harris,
that's Willie Brown.
That's Willie Brown. He give you the 411 on that.
Yeah, man. Give me your brother's number.
Are there any other current Democrats that have announced yet that you guys say they have a better chance than Kamala Harris, or is it?
No, that's what's dangerous about her. No, who are they going to run?
Joe Biden.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm talking about the candidates that's already.
No. That's legitimate. Joe Biden's legitimate because he can get that white vote.
So what about those that are already announced? Besides, because Joe Biden is not announced yet. I'm talking about the 6 again.
Who you talking about? We're on women.
You got Castro. You got Tulsi Gabbard. You got Kamala Harris. You got Elizabeth Warren.
You got Gillibrand, and you got that chick out in Hawaii. I forgot her name.
Gillibrand. Yeah, those are the 5 right now.
You got Gillibrand's from New York, and then you got a chick that's from Hawaii.
Gillibrand is a wash, man. I mean, she was our representative, man, when I was in Hudson Valley. She sucks, man. She did nothing for that district. She's a wash. Trust me.
Ain't none of them happening, man. Ain't none of them.
Nah.
Ain't none of them.
Kamala Harris.
Ain't none of.
She's the best right now as far as they can put out. That's credible.
I think when Joe Biden announces, I generally think it's going to be a wrap. That's my thing.
They're talking about Beto O'Rourke too, the guy who ran against Ted Cruz in Texas. His name's been thrown around a little bit.
But he lost.
I think Castro. Don't underestimate Castro. Don't underestimate this guy.
Castro is not even a serious candidate. They only running him to get that Latino vote because a lot of Latinos vote for Trump.
Do not underestimate that dude.
Why did you guys say Joe Biden? Why?
What I say, Joe Biden, I think the party's been talking about it, and I think Joe Biden's actually talked about it a little bit.
He's got the most name recognition too.
Name recognition. What is his platform exactly?
He's got plus.
I got it. Sigma. I'm a white man.
He was vice. He was vice president underneath Obama and all that.
I'm sorry. I'm a white man with sense.
And plus, he hates Trump. He gonna come out there talking shit. Yeah. He's gonna get a lot of people on this side of the fence.
Biden has destroyed a lot of young men's lives. That sexual with Title 10 and all that shit with the sexual.
Yeah, he did. He got to answer for that crime bill too.
Yeah, the crime bill, and also he was the biggest male feminist in America during the last him and Obama. So what I'm saying,
he might. I'm saying as far as Democratic candidates who I think may have a credible chance at doing something. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and Biden can get that Rust Belt. He can get that Rust Belt. He can get Wisconsin. He can get Michigan. He can get Pennsylvania back. He can do that. That's what he's good for.
And he'll run hard in those states. He may even try to do something in Florida. So and it all depends on who if he can pull the people out. That's if he runs. But if he runs, he'll be a credible candidate. Yeah. Right now, I don't
Virginia,
that's West Virginia and those other places. But right now, I don't believe that these women candidates can get it done.
Nah.
Now, what about
they can't get it done?
Howard Schultz was a Democrat, but he said that the party has moved too far to the left, and he's considering a third party run.
Oh, you talking about the Starbucks guy?
Yeah, the Starbucks.
Oh, come on,
man, fuck him, man.
Don't stand a chance in hell.
Not a snowball's chance.
But what Trump said about him? Trump said some crazy shit about him yesterday. The other day, he's like, he ain't got the spine, and he ain't got the balls or something for the run. Like, goddamn.
Yeah. But I tell you, Trump.
Oh, he ain't got the spine for this. That's what Trump said about him. Yeah.
Trump will be a bit nervous of Biden. He will be a bit nervous of him.
He
will be a bit nervous of this guy because Biden looks in great shape. He's in the gym every day, working out and all the kind. He ready for a fight. So if he comes out and announces That's
Biden got all of it, man. He's not a rich Democrat. He's not a rich Democrat. He has military sons. He's from rural white America. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What about the enthusiasm factor? How strong are we talking about as far as the enthusiasm for Joe Biden if he's the best guy?
I don't know, man. That's a whole other question.
The thing is this, that Trump has been such a disaster that you don't need an enthusiasm candidate right now. You just need an anti-Trump candidate. That's all you need.
Yeah, and it all depends. And it all depends on the political climate. How the political climate goes for the rest of the year is going to say a lot about
Biden's the biggest problem Biden has right now. The biggest problem Biden has politically is the black community. That's it. Politically. That's only because that crime bill. Outside of that, what else? Who else does he really have a problem?
Well, he has a problem with white men though, because he went after a lot of young white men with the sexual harassment. And
they'll forgive that, man. You know why they'll forgive that? Because right now in rural white America, they are stuck on drugs. They're poor as shit. They have nothing.
Talk about it.
They have nothing. You just can't. The thing is this: if you put a fucking black immigrant in front of them, they're going to stay white. But if you put a white man in front of them as an alternative, they might quit. And just like they would have went for Bernie. They would have went for Bernie. Bernie could have pulled out a white vote.
He could have. And the Democratic Party.
Biden was so.
Hold on a second, King. If you put good solutions in front of what because Jay Sean hit it, man. He said, man, that white rural community, that shit is up for fucking grabs. All right, it's up for grabs. That shit's up for grabs.
That's what I'm asking.
It's up for grabs, man.
So two questions.
Okay, it's up for grabs.
So two questions. Okay, so if the economy right now, you have the lowest unemployment rate, I think, in 50 years right now, and white people are the biggest beneficiaries of the current unemployment rate or whatnot.
You have a jobbing economy. You have a lot of people working two jobs and that kind of thing.
Okay. So this is the question I'm trying to ask you. So let me finish the question.
I'm moving wood and flipping burgers. Yeah.
So you got Joe Biden. If you got the best economy, you haven't added any wars. I'm trying to understand what is he selling exactly to the people.
I understand the question. I'm saying he doesn't have to sell anything right now. Right now, people are hurting, man. If you put a white man in front of them, matter of fact, the crime bill actually helps Biden in those rural areas because now they know he ain't gonna just let niggas out of jail. You know what I'm saying? They know what kind of duty he is. You know what I mean? So that actually helps him in rural America. Again, politically, the only problem he has is in the black community.
Like I said, it's not going to be easy for people to walk in and knock Trump off. He's vulnerable, but is it going to be easy to knock him out? It's not.
He's done so much bullshit, man. It's easy to put all you gotta do is put another white man out there. That's incredible.
I don't know.
What has he done?
And plus, you got to run against the economy as well. So if the economy is decent, like I said, it's presidents who have good economies tend to get reelected. That's just kind of what the tendencies are.
Last week, I just read a story that two stories that there was promises that he made on the campaign trail, Trump, about bringing jobs back to certain places, and 12,000 jobs somewhere in Michigan never happened. He's very vulnerable. You know what I mean? He's very vulnerable. But the bottom line is that only reason why he's getting any validation from these people is because now this is the new white national movement going on in this country. That's all they do. That's all they know.
Some of it has started. We're seeing some chinks in that armor as well. But at the end of the day, if they can really hold that together in 2020, let's see. As I said, this is it's going to be. This is going to be very.
Kamala out there is going to hold. Yeah,
this is going to be. This is going to be very interesting race. I don't think like me personally. Like I said, I don't want to say anything, but I don't think she's got a very good shot at winning this. But
she doesn't have the chops, man. She doesn't have the chops.
She can't get my vote, but she can get this.
But if folks,
she can get all of the camera, every inch.
That pussy expensive, Shine. That you have to pay. That she's all about the paper, man.
Man, she's 50. She's 50.
I ain't got it then. Shit.
She's 54 years old.
Jay Shine is crazy.
I ain't got it.
Is her marriage just?
She's 54. This ain't no young brother. I don't know. 54-year-old ass on turn me on.
Is her whole marriage getting married at 50 years old? Is that shit all a sham, man?
Oh God.
Yeah, that's just crazy, right? Because she just got married. She really is, is a kind of not a newlywed, but she ain't been married in a long time.
It's a traditional white American marriage. He married that woman because of her stature. A status. He didn't marry a bum black chick. He married a status. He didn't marry a black woman. He married a status.
He married somebody. He married somebody who was up.
Why haven't we had any legacy blacks up as realistic candidates yet? What's up with that, man?
Because, man, black people don't get what's going on in this country. They're never going to put Leroy or Bequisha. They're never going to have a shot. You know what I mean? It's that's why this Barack Obama shit was very fucked up.
Bro, we talking about some buffer class type shit right now. That's
exactly,
going on.
Man. Look, that's always been what America's been about. They've always given us. Remember back in the day, they gave us a mulatto class.
Yeah.
All right. So they started HBCUs, and the children and the grandchildren of slave owners would send their kids to Zeno, Ohio, and other places in the country. And that's how HBCU started. You know what I mean? All these HBCUs, these historical black colleges and shit, they named after white people. Howard, Hampton, keep going. So, look, this is our legacy, man. And that's why most of the fraternities and sororities, the oldest ones that started out, a lot of them had that brown paper bag test. You had to be light skinned and all that kind of shit. Spike Lee was speaking to this in the school days because it was still around. You know what I mean? It was still going on. They just started letting dark-skinned girls get some prominence in some of these fucking girls. So you got the Jack and Jill shit. This is some real old shit.
I mean, we had that. I mean, we've had that. Black people. Like I said, I'm
asking you a question to go on. Why does no losers in Jack and Jill? Why does no losers in Jack and Jill? Why come everybody in Jack and Jill got power? They in the industry, they got high positions. All these light-skinned, real light people.
I mean, Jack and Jill. I mean, listen, if we want to talk about some of the racial stratifications that we have and some of our own internal racism that we have.
No, this is not internal, this is not internal. This is external. This has been orchestrated.
No. When I say internal, I'm talking about as far as amongst black people, we do have a class system amongst our own groups. We do have that. Well,
and you always gonna see the damn aesthetics. Let me tell you something.
They just went fucking.
We can't avoid it.
If Stacey Abrams was Kamala Harris, Stacey Abrams would have won. She would have won. She would have. I'm telling you, if Stacey Abrams looked like Kamala Harris, she would have won.
Oh, you saying she was like 50 pounds lighter? Yeah.
No, I'm talking.
I have some doubts. But Prophet, you might be because they putting some big money behind Abrams right now. She's gonna be delivering the State of the Union the night of.
But that's game. That's game. They throwing a bone at black women. That's game.
That's throwing them a bone.
Also, she's gonna be the feminist groups are paying her money to do. They haven't announced what it is, but she's gonna be doing some shit during the Super Bowl. So she got the rubber stamp of Charles Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. So what I think they're gonna do, they're about to run Abrams for that open Georgia senatorial seat next year.
Okay, let me break this down. Stacey Abrams, one of the things, what reason why I say I have some doubts, I looked at her race. She won in Newt Gingrich's old district. All right, she won there. All right. Okay, Stacey Abrams. Okay, I don't care if she, I didn't think she was a great candidate, but she had a critical ground game. Her organization and her ground game was fucking critical. She got people out to vote. She understood the grassroots political pull out the vote, get motherfuckers out game. She had that shit on fleek. All right. She was good there. That's where she was good. That's why she did so well. Okay. So when you have someone who has that skill and that ability on the national scene, folks are going to say, hey, this chick's a bit of a player. She was very good there. She had the ground game on lock. So you got to look at that. You got to look at hardcore brass tacks politics. And I'm talking about getting out the vote.
And it's real deceptive too. Because I'm actually questioning
door to door, knocking on.
Where's her man, Nicole? Where's her man?
She ain't got no fucking
man.
Exactly.
I'm telling you,
right? That's about. They secretly running a black lesbian.
But let's just put it like this.
That bitch got a lot of debt. She got a lot of debt.
She got mad debt, but at the end of the day, her ground game was good.
But I'm telling you,
but her ground game was good.
If she was a Kamala Harris type look, I think she would have won. She would have won, man. I think she would have won because she would have been able to attract more white voters that way. Because see, white people like light-skinned black folks too.
Okay.
But they also like a mammy. They also like a mammy.
They love a mammy because
they love a mammy.
Because mammy is the face of the black woman down there.
Remember the old days? She says,
And remember, she won in Newt Gingrich's district.
She
won in that fucking district.
You know why she won in that district, because she reminded them of old mama Mimi. I remember my grandpa used to suck on the Mimi's tit.
She reminded them of their fucking maid. Fucking
yeah. And then white folks in Newt Gingrich, they came out and voted for this broad.
You know,
so what I'm saying is, she had a good ground game. I have questions about whether or not if she was. I don't know if the light of dark skin thing would have played a big role.
Who knows?
I can't.
Color always matters, man. We try to act like it doesn't, man.
Oh, man, she looks like a man. She didn't have a black husband.
It matters.
I'm saying in this case, I don't know. In this case, I don't know because it came down to who was able to get out the vote, who wasn't, who was able to block certain votes, and who wasn't. That's what this shit came down to. Black people came out regardless.
Stacey Abrams is very dangerous to the black community because she portrays a single black woman who has no strong black man with her. She doesn't come out with a black. See, Barack Obama had to bring Michelle. He couldn't fuck with us. He had to come with us. Michelle.
No strong black man, dude. That's not. They don't care about no shit like that.
They don't care about it. If Abrams had a strong husband that was standing next to her on a campaign trail, nigga.
No, if she had a strong husband, see, that's where you're wrong at, because if she had a strong husband, she wouldn't be Stacey Abrams. But Prophet,
okay, all right, I'll take that.
Prophet was gonna overlook the idea. I think the simping black men is way worse than I ever knew. You know, I learned more about black simps on YouTube than I ever even knew. Like when I've seen some of the rhetoric coming from post-wall mammies and other, ghetto guys, whatever, and I've actually seen the brothers that claim to be a part of the manosphere and I'm red pill aware and black, all this shit. And I see these dudes simping that no matter what these women say, no matter what these American black women do, these motherfuckers is ready to swoop in. They will be tap dancing more than the females that's circling the wagon. So that right there, I just wonder how that's going to play out in this election, because my heart tells me that black men are not going for the Democratic bullshit this time around, because of the rhetoric, because of the anti-black male nature. But some part of me says that a lot of these brothers are so programmed by the black matriarchy that maybe this shit is like an automatic thing for them just to follow the women. I don't know.
Listen, a lot are going to come out and follow the women. You're going to have some who have been red pill influenced, who are going to be looking at some of this shit kind of sideways.
I mean, you're going
to have more of them. You definitely,
I see. There is a glimmer of hope because
I got a bounce.
Let me say this real quick. There's a glimmer of hope because you got the YouTube personalities like Lisa Cabrera and Yvette Carnell and Nicole's View and Mona Lachey, and they are lighting Kamala asses up and they bring in receipts. So there's a glimmer of hope.
They see the fraud.
Yeah. They're going in on it. They're going in on it hard.
But
the problem is the majority of our sisters are like, Cynthia G and Paris Malone.
You about to peel out, King Sigma?
I was saying good night to all you guys. I had a
all right, brother. I appreciate you coming through, my man.
All right, King, man. No problem. Nice rap, man.
Don't let it be the last time up here on DXL, brother.
Definitely not. You guys got a good topic tonight. I hope that in the future to join you on another panel on another subject.
Absolutely.
You got it, man. All right, brother.
Peace out.
Joe.
Peace. Yeah, I think you brought a lot tonight, man, because you was bringing the strategy. The strategic, aspect of things, you know what I mean? And brothers got to hear that, you know what I mean? Because motherfuckers don't, a lot of people get emotional and don't look at the strategic aspect of things, you know what I mean?
I mean, you have to look at it from that perspective because it is a strategy. You have to have a strategy in which to win. And I understand, what a Kamala Harris is going to have to do in order to win. Can she do this or not is a whole other question.
Yeah.
Whether I think she's a fraud or not, because with brother Information Man, he came in here. He was like, "Yo," he sat down.
Yeah, give me the real.
She sat down in front of us, and
she has a 25-year public record, man.
And basically fucking lied.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, what bugs me out the goal is that how
I'm like, oh shit,
like, automatic some black women are, even some black men are already, for her because of how she looks. Yeah. But she has a 25-year public record, dude.
And she can't outrun it.
She cannot outrun it. Niggas don't even care. It will argue you down and call you all kinds of coons and hating black women and all kind of shit like that. This is black women on Facebook to me. I gotta bring receipts why I'm not voting for Kamala. Like, hold on, fuck. First of all, how the fuck you entitled to my vote, bitch? So I've been cussing many a hoe out on Facebook. I had to actually unfriend one yesterday, because she was doing too much.
Well, you're gonna have people who are gonna get tight. They're gonna get tight on this.
Over what? No, this is the idiocy of black females right now.
Because what they're saying is, you're going against the black this, and you're going. I mean,
she's not us.
We listen.
That's the point. I don't give a fuck if she went to Howard. Rocho Dolezal went to Howard.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you saying she's not us. I may believe she's not us. Xavier may believe she's not us.
I ain't talking about belief. I'm talking about I know this hoe ain't us.
But
this motherfucker, you know what? Nagone, you know what she is?
But these females,
she's 2 times a Curry. That's what she is.
But you know, black folks,
Chicken
man.
P. Curry goat.
Black
she's not
folks,
American DOS.
We will claim anybody, and we definitely will claim somebody who claims us, even if they just claim us out of convenience.
Facts.
She's not even claiming us, though, man. Like, she's not even claiming us. She's just playing with us like some food on a plate. A plate of food she doesn't want.
That's what she's doing.
She will claim
now.
It's all
now we are her people. Yeah, well, now we're her people.
She will be claiming. And listen, this is something she's got to do this.
Yep,
she's got to do it.
She fucking needs.
All right, well, I'll tell you what.
She needs.
If she's laying in my bed naked, I'm gonna say the same thing to myself. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta punish this.
I gotta do this.
Crazy.
She needs us, man. She needs black folks. She doesn't stand a chance without black folks. So of course she's gonna claim black folks. And when you get some light-skinned, mulatto-colored broad on TV claiming black folks, it makes it even easier for black folks to claim her, because they would claim her anyway. They would claim her even if she wasn't claiming us. And now that she's claiming us, it's a marriage made in heaven.
You just saw this with Meghan Merkel.
It's a marriage made in heaven.
We saw this with Meghan Merkel. Meghan Merkel has never called herself a black woman. And look how a black woman went crazy.
And black women claimed her like a mother.
Because she was marrying Zaddy.
And you saw
it. We made it. We're in the world now. Family now.
Yeah, we made it.
And these black women jumped up and claimed that with the swiftness.
Yep.
I mean, we made it now. We here. We made it.
You saw it. You saw it. You saw it. You saw it. You saw that shit.
Oh my God.
This is what we have, man. This is what we have.
So, gentlemen, listen. This was great, man. I love it.
Yeah, we about to peel out.
I love it, brother Jay Shine, man. Much love to you always.
No doubt, man. Same here, brother. Same here.
Berserker Barrage, the usual DXL, the usual suspects.
Indeed, brother X. Once again, excellent panel, brother. Much love to you as well.
Yeah, man.
The Godfather.
I will see you. I will see you on the other side, my brother.
That we will. You brothers, you all have a wonderful night. Jay Sean, I'm gonna hit you up as well. All right,
brother.
Yeah. So let's wrap later. Thank you, brothers. Good night.
Peace on me.
Yeah, I know, brother Jay Sean. I know you over there. It's probably like 4, 5 in the morning, right?
Nah, 6:15 to be exact.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's all good, man. I'm actually off today, so it's all good.
Oh shit! Yeah, we going for a little more then. We going for a little while because
my furniture's got here on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
So I got a house full of boxes and shit. So I took the rest of the week off to unpack, and my motorcycle came in. So it's like handling business. Yeah,
shit starting to fall together around there, huh? Got the vehicles up in Germany and shit.
Yeah, both the BM is over here, the Spider's over here. We ready?
Oh shit.
Yeah, man.
Shit. But shit, it's like cold over that motherfucker.
Yeah, but that's the only thing. I'm up in the mountains too, man. I'm in the motherfucking mountains, man, and it's snowing. Like it must be snowing for 3 days in this bitch.
Motherfucking bike gonna be parked for a little while.
Oh yeah, it's in the garage. It's in the garage right now. And then what's crazy thing is when the flatbed showed up, a German dude came in. He couldn't talk English. I was hoping to get off the flatbed, and I was looking around, and I saw all these nosy ass white neighbors of mine looking out the window. Because they never seen a motorcycle like mine. You don't see many spiders out here.
Okay.
So they was all like, "Oh my God!" They bring kids over the window, looking, pointing and shit. Like, yeah, the Negroes here. Negroes is here now.
Yeah, boy.
We here, man. We gonna stun on y'all motherfuckers.
There goes the neighborhood.
There goes the neighborhood. So, hey, this weather though, man, but it's gonna clear up. It'll be spring soon.
Yeah.
and we're gonna be out here doing our thing, man. But right
And
now, it's about getting the house.
You said you in the mountains, so it's cold as shit.
Yeah, I mean, I work, I'm in Wiesbaden, but I'm out in a city called Tannestein, and it's in the Tannis Mountains. It's about 15 minutes from the city, so I'm in the suburbs of Wiesbaden, if you will.
Okay.
And up in the mountains and shit. It's the real back cave and shit, nigga. You gotta drive away from the city, to come here. And it's cool up here, man. It's cool. It's just it snows up here more than it does down here because we up high. Put like this: when you driving up the mountain, your ears start to get that same feeling you get in the airplane. So we elevated.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's cool up here, man. I just can't wait till the weather change, man, and we gonna be all right, man. But I tell you what, though, this whole thing with Kamala Harris and what's going on with the politics, it's a big debate over here with the Americans over here too. And the reason why I can say that these white boys are still want to vote race is because they're talking as if none of the crazy shit that Trump has done has happened. That's how they talk. They argue from a position like this man has not done anything crazy. Like he's still legitimate in their eyes. You know what I mean? So, like I said, until they get another white male, legitimate white male on the Democratic side, that's the only way they're going to pull these motherfuckers off their square.
Yeah, I believe that too, man. A person, especially when you're talking about a Kamala Harris type person, man, they cannot win with her. Well, I don't think she's going to make it past Super Tuesday. I said that all night. I don't think she's going to make it past there. If she makes it to Super Tuesday, she won't make it past that. It all depends who's running, especially if you got a Joe Biden in there, Bernie Sanders in there, people like that. I don't even think she could really take it to task to like an Elizabeth Warren, because these people are more seasoned than she is. So I just don't, of course she's going to have a lot of black people behind her, because, we get glossy eyed when we see a light skinned somebody who sort of looks black face. So, she'll have that on her side, but I don't see much more. And like I said, she doesn't really have anything to run on. I mean, what the hell is she running on except, probably some social justice measures and, identity politics, where she says, hey, I love black folks, I love brown folks, I'm one of y'all, vote for me. That's basically gonna be her damn message.
Yeah, her platform is simple, man. It's radical feminism, radical homosexuality, protecting them, even though they're the most protected people in the country right now. And people say, well, didn't that gay boy from Empire just get attacked? Getting attacked is not the issue. Getting attacked and nothing happening is the issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Right now they're going all out to find out who did something to him. That's called protection, man. That's action. Black people get killed every day. No one gives a fuck. We're not protected. That means we're on our own. So when I walk the streets, I have to bop a certain way. I have to act a certain way. I have to put myself a certain way to survive, to protect myself, because no one's coming to save me. I got to make sure my daughter and my kids are good differently than you do, because my kids are not protected. You know what I'm saying? So, and then when something foul happens to our children, if it's a cop, nothing will happen. If it's a vigilante, he'll get a slap on the wrist. You see what I'm saying? So that's not being, that's not being protected. Homosexuals right now, you can't put a finger on. You can't even say nothing about them.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? You lose your fucking job just speaking ill of them. You lose your job speaking ill of a Jewish person. You lose your job speaking ill of women. Even calling out a hoe. Like a chick can fuck the whole office, and you say, "Hey man, this fucking the whole office. You're sexist. And we gotta remove you, or we gotta reprimand you." So you can't even talk the truth when it comes to other groups. That's called protection.
Yeah,
that's being in the protected class.
Exactly. And no one freaking understands that, man. No one. I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell this world is coming to, man. That's why I grind so hard and do the things I gotta do so I can control all the shit around me. That's how I fight, by controlling all the shit around me, controlling my shit, because this world.
We gotta start doing that. We gotta start leveraging our citizenship. We are citizens of America, right? So leverage our citizenship, and get you a passport and start moving around different states. Get you some businesses going. And if you can find some brick and mortar businesses that work, like you got a good business going, you know what I mean? So that's cool, but if you're not, a mechanic or something, because if you're a mechanic, you kind of got to be stationary, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't move around in the mechanic. You can't take your show on the road. You know, you gotta have a shop. You know what I mean, et cetera, et cetera. But if you're in other industries where you can move around, you have to, because we got to start being universal people who do business with the world. We got to be more visible, and more vocal, as men. That's an expression of manhood too, not just being, yo, I'm a man. No. Being a man is going around not just sleeping with other women of races and stuff. Also, being a man is doing business with different people. That's how you make yourself vocal, make yourself seen.
Yeah, and
I'm out here
capitalizing on opportunities, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm out here working with the Turks right now. I got Khan and I can't even say his name. It starts with an O. But the brothers out there in down in Mines Costello, I'm doing some shit with them. So they got a black man that's representing United States of America, doing business with them. You see what I'm saying? And this is how we get respect around the world on a bigger level. When you got black men out here moving, doing business with different people. You know what I mean? That's got to be our next move as black men. We got to start doing business.
Absolutely, man.
You got to start doing business. Fuck these bitches. Fuck these crackers, man. Go ahead and get some businesses popping. Move as men. Start respecting each other, working with each other. And I think that's going to turn the tide for us. Because right now we can't depend on the government to come in and help us and protect us and put initiatives in that. Like my man Sigmund just said, the Democratic Party, which has relied on the black vote for the last 50-something years, they don't have nothing for black men. They don't speak to us. Matter of fact, the only thing they speak to when it comes to black men is mass incarceration. Most of us ain't criminals.
Nope.
What about the rest of us? Where's the fucking money for the capital for our businesses? But when they say black community, they're talking about black women.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a slap in the face.
Yeah, that's who they're talking about.
The black vote, they're talking about black women. They're not even talking to black men. That's why they go to the church, because the church is full of what? Black women. They go to the schools because it's full of what? Black women. You know what I mean? They put up, Stacey Abrams and all these female candidates, even non-black female candidates, because now they're pushing feminism, which is to what? Black women. You see what I'm saying? They're not talking to black men at all. We're on our own. We're fucking Ronin out here.
Yep.
We're samurais with no king. Yes.
and that's how it's going to remain. Unfortunately, it's never going to change. We're gonna have to change it ourselves, man. We can't rely on nobody to look out for us, despite of what the hell they're saying. I mean, they're not going to look out for us if we don't. We have to look out for us. That's why, like you said, I mean, as brothers, man, we got to try to expand our world, expand our damn minds, and expand our damn lifestyles, and how we, do business, build business, have something, man, network with other brothers, do other shit, right. seek all avenues of having multiple income streams. All that kind of shit need to happen. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's even got to be business all the time. Like for instance, like say you get, some business you need to take care of out here in Europe, in this area. Just me lending you my house to say, hey, you can stay here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is shit we're supposed to be doing for each other.
Mm-hmm.
We got to. We have no choice, man, because I'm tired of going around the country in America and seeing immigrants come in, get together as groups and take care of business. And then now I'm in another fucking continent, you know what I mean, watching motherfuckers do business with each other. I mean, other groups of people, whether they're Middle Eastern people, even Africans or, Russians, you know what I mean? They come to another country and they create their own pockets of communities. And all of it is anchored by businesses.
Yep.
All of it.
We haven't gotten there yet, man, and hopefully we're getting there. I mean,
well, we used to be there. We used to be there, and that's what I like. Vet Carnell's been on fire lately. She said something really important. She was saying how she was talking about Kamala Harris. What, you gave me a lynching bill in 2019, a lynching bill. Yeah. After the fact, she was like, giving us a lynching bill now is her and Cory Booker gave us a lynching bill last year. Like giving us a lynching bill at this point is like putting a lock on the gate after the cow is already gone.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because lynching worked. Mm-hmm. Lynching and the terrorism that we went through worked. It wasn't just lynchings that we went through. We went through towns being burnt down, businesses being burnt down, men being killed, boys disappearing, our women being raped by gangs of white men. This is what happened in this country. So when those KKK and wannabe KKK started set upon us, it worked because it suppressed us. Look at us now. We're afraid to be doing business. We're afraid to talk freely. We're afraid to do our thing because it worked. So to give us an anti-lynching bill now, it's bullshit. Like, this shit was effective. Lynching worked. That period of America, what it did. All right, I'll give you an example. More recent example. Barack Obama was in office for 8 years. The white backlash while they went on the killing spree, cops and vigilantes, was to keep us in our place. They didn't want us to even think that we can rise. That's the purpose of that violence. That violence that we go through, generation after generation, is to keep us in fucking pocket, to keep us in place. Yep. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's for. And it was very effective. It worked. You know what I mean? You got motherfuckers around here getting castrated and shit, dick in jaws, man. Niggas ain't, all right, fine, I ain't building no business. I'll go just get a job and work for Mr. Johnson. You know what I mean? And that's where we are now. You got mothers raising the kids just to get a job. Mm-hmm. Not to build no businesses. We're not raising kids to build businesses. We're not raising kids to do anything. Just get a job. And the only thing that changed anything in the game recently was been, rap music and sports, because now you can make a lot of money doing that. So we'll push a lot of kids into entertainment and sports. But outside of that, get a job.
That's it. A lot of the black consciousness is, it's somewhat plateaued. I mean, if you're not a rapper or a basketball player, football player, something like that, it's like, just get a job. People don't talk. I hear, man, and I'm all up and down the East Coast, man. I talk to a lot of different people in my travels. I don't even hear parents, especially these old mamas that I'm very biased against, by the way. I don't even hear them talk about home ownership. I don't hear them talk about entrepreneurship. I don't hear them talk about investing. I don't hear them talk about life insurance. I don't hear them, I don't hear this stuff. Only time I hear this when I talk about the shit. I don't hear this stuff from people, man. They're not telling their kids this shit. They're not telling their kids about one day owning their own home. They're not telling their kids about trying to be an entrepreneur. They're not telling their kids about, having life insurance, having insurance on your children. They don't talk about this kind of shit. They just don't. Why you think whenever somebody find themselves dead by one way or another, they got a damn GoFundMe to bury the person? They can't even afford to put the person in the ground, man. Nothing. So, I mean, this is what we have. You have black people who claim, they for black people, they love black people, they about the black, they about the black paradigm, the black community, but they're not even doing the things that would benefit that small community that lives within your damn house. So how can I believe that you care so much about someone who lived next door, on the next block, in the next town, in the next state, or the next city, where you're not even teaching your kids about the importance of having insurance? You're not even teaching your kids the importance of, trying to have some entrepreneurship. You got our kids going to school where 60, 70, 80% of them can't read, write, or count by the time they're in the goddamn 4th grade, which begs me to believe, what the hell were you doing when that child was 3 and 4 and 5? I mean, what the hell? Yeah, what the hell? Yeah. What you gonna do? But we about to peel out, man.
I was getting it on. I was getting mine, girl.
Yeah, now you're 40 years old and your goddamn kid he's 25 and he can't even read his own goddamn name, man.
You know what's crazy? Like, we make a lot of fun of old girl over there and her situation. But when you look back on it, man, like look, I like what's happening in 2019. Like, niggas is like, fuck that. We ain't even trying to be nice no more. And that's how it's got to be. We have to be brutal with the bullshit that's going on with the sisterhood, man. It's bullshit. Because in the last year, name me one live stream that any of these sisters have done that talked about being better mothers, home ownership, sisters getting it together, helping their sons do XYZ, helping their daughters. It's all black male bashing.
Teaching their babies how to read, how to count, teaching them colors.
There's no mothering. Mothering is not even on the agenda.
Nope.
But they want to tell you you need to be more of a father. Fathers are not doing what they're supposed to do. If niggas do this and men do that and men do this, well, it's like, well, the kid had turned out the way. Well, where was the father? I mean, god damn.
Because these goddamn women think that once they done shot that baby out of their old funky hole, their job is over. Yeah, the job is over. Once they done shot the kid out, that's it. It's whatever for them, and the kid is everybody else's responsibility. That's why a lot of these little motherfuckers can't read, write, or count, because what they do is they sit back and they rely on the school to fucking do all the teaching when the kid is with your ass for 5 years before it even go to school. What the hell were you doing for those 5 years? You wasn't teaching the kid how to read, how to write, how to count. You wasn't teaching them colors. You wasn't teaching them none of that shit. Why not? They know how to cuss. They 4 years old and they can cut your ass out. But this little motherfucker go to school, he don't even know how to hold a pencil. It's like, come on, man. Come on. I can't hear that shit, man. Don't come at me with that bullshit.
You know, it's crazy, man. And the same week that Osaka, who was trained by her father, you know, she just won her another tournament. She's killing it right now. And you know, she's a daughter of a Japanese woman and a black Haitian father. And well, he's Haitian American, whatever. But he trained his daughter, and he was, you know, been quoted recently as saying he trained his daughter like Richard Williams trained his daughters. So each one teaches one. So you got a black man out in Compton pushing his daughters to be the greatest, not just to be great or good tennis players, but pushing them to be the greatest tennis players of all time. And then now you have another, you know, black girl coming up that's, you know, who has a black father, trained her to be in the same way he, you know, and then she talks with so much respect of her father. This could change, X. This can change, man. At the same time I'm watching this happen, I see on my timeline on Facebook of this 4-year-old drummer boy, black boy prodigy, trained by his father in music. So fathers are important, man, when we train. And I'm not even discounting women. When women get on their real motherhood shit and they train their kids, they can really teach their children how to be, you know, better than what they are. But they're not teaching them anything good right now. What they're teaching them to do is be belligerent, be disrespectful to men, because the first man they disrespect is their own father. Think about how deep that is for a kid to sit here and watch their father be disrespected. So that cornerstone is just doesn't even exist. You know what I mean? So how do you repair that hole, right? But I digress. So then you got a mother teaching them that, teaching them how to be loud, you got men coming in and out of her lives. So by the time the kid is 12, you know, years old, they already know what mama's been doing. So now you co-sign hoeing. So their moral compass is all fucked up. But and this makes sense to the majority of women out here, that this keeps happening, that they don't understand how you raise a kid and how you create an adult. And then when the adult turns out to be a piece of shit or not doing what they're supposed to be doing or morally bankrupt, you gotta do one or two things. You either pull back and say, whoa, damn, I didn't raise them like this. Yes, you did, bitch. Or you go down and get down to dirt with them and say, you know, well, she did what she did, but it doesn't matter. Remember, like that report that came out with them girls that stole a car and they got killed when they crashed the car. They crashed into the water, and the mother was like, "Yeah, well, you know, they had no business in the car, but the cops should have chased them." Like, this is the bullshit. This is the bullshit. This is the type of fucking shit that's going on with the sisters. You see it over there right now with synthetic old girl situation where she comes out doing live stream and she gets nothing but sympathy from the sisters when she's out here fucking up. You just went on for the better part of 2 years throwing every quote unquote dusty beta male coon under the bus and talking about behavior and even talking about how women should be fucking with dudes that want to be mamas. And look at you. And that's okay. Like they just see past that, and it's the same thing that Trump voters are doing. They just vote. They voting race. These girls are voting black women.
Yep.
No matter what a black woman does, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They stand for nothing.
Yep.
Zero. I'm talking about all the sisters. And I don't care who you are. If you hear this come from, I'm Jay Sean. I'm talking to you. All of you. You full of shit.
You know how that shit is. If you got a pussy, you get a pass. It doesn't matter how much you fuck up, how many bad decisions you make, how fucking hypocritical you are, how many baby daddies you got, how many of your kids you killed, how many dicks you sucked, how much crack you smoked, how much liquor you drunk, how many trap houses you was in while all that other shit was going on. It doesn't matter. If you have a pussy, you get a pass. I appreciate you coming through tonight, man. Any last words, brother Jay Sean, before we peel out of here, man? Did we lose Jay Sean? What the hell just happened?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
I'm sorry. I was just saying, Kamala, if you're listening, Kamala, if you're listening, I'm ready, babe. I'm ready, baby. All right, it can be me and you in 2020, girl. All right,
Fucked in politics. I don't come see you.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, exactly. Man. Yeah. You tried the white thing. I know how that goes. You did what you had to do, sister. You know what I mean? Let's get your groove back with you, brother. You know what I mean? I hope you get your groove back, girl. But all I gotta say is, man, let's just wisen up, smarten up, see shit for what it really is. And it's time for Black men to not only take back our homes and our community and lead like some of these sisters say they want us to, but we also, that includes the vote.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the Black vote is the Black woman. That's just the way it is, man. That's how the Democratic Party sees it. That's how most of the world sees it, and we should feel ashamed about that. All right, so being a man and being a leader is pushing through all of that, not being comfortable in it, and not just sitting back and taking that shit, man. You gotta stand up, poke your chest out, and say, enough. I'm the man here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get with other men and other women who got some sense, and we're gonna lead this shit forward. But this whole getting behind a chick just because she's Black or because the Democrats sent it to us, that's just over.
Just more of the same. That's all it is, man. But yo, I appreciate you coming through, man. You're my brother, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably hit you up behind the scene and shit. You say you're off today, right?
Yeah, I'm off, but I'll be here working, unpacking. I gotta go food shit. I got a lot of errands to run here in the house, but house shit.
Well, I'll probably hit you up because I'm only working a half a day tomorrow. So
okay, yeah, hit me up because by the time you get off, it'll be in the evening time here anyway. So
all right, I'll hit you up, my man, my brother.
All right, brother.
Peace. Well, I'm gonna say this. And I appreciate all the brothers coming through tonight, man. All the brothers came through, chimed in. And I'm gonna say this. I've followed politics for quite some time. And, I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm a registered independent. And as an independent, the only thing you can't do is you can't vote in this state anyway. You can't vote in the primaries, right? You can't vote in the primaries if you're an independent. That keeps you from that in this state. So I've never considered myself on one side or the other. I'm a person, I vote the issues, man. If you're a Democrat and if you're a Democrat, you got some decent issues, I'm willing to vote for you. If you're a Republican and you got some decent issues, I'm willing to vote for you. If you're an independent, you got decent issues, I'm willing to vote for you. So, I've often veered towards Democrats, but I'm not one. I haven't been one for quite some time. When I was younger, yeah. Now that I'm older, I vote totally different because I think totally different. But far as the Kamala Harris thing goes, I know, like I said in the beginning tonight, I know that Black people are starry-eyed because, they see this female Barack Obama. They see this person that, quote unquote, represents us. I mean, for Christ's sake, she claims us. So how can we not claim her? And I call bullshit on that because often what happens in politics is that Black people, we are often forgotten, we are often disregarded, and whatever laws and shit take place, they're not made for us. If we do benefit from them, we benefit from them with a trickle down effect because those laws were written for other people and we just happen to be in the country, so we kind of feel it too. So we can't just jump on some bandwagon because some light-skinned broad gets up there and tells us to. And that's what this was about tonight. All jokes aside, all the all the craziness aside, or the usual suspects, the reality is this, y'all. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I'm not going to tell you who to support. But you need to understand who you're voting for and who you should support. Because this lady has done nothing to show me. And if you look her up, I don't think she's done anything to show you that she gives a damn about black folks. I mean, just because she says she does, her damn record says different. She says she's for black and brown people. Her record says different. Okay? And especially the brothers. All right? The brothers, you definitely want to look into her past history. It's not like it's disappeared. I mean, she may come on TV and pretend like it disappeared, but she threw a lot of us in jail. And a lot of us went to jail behind some old bullshit. A lot of us got freed from the fucking incarceration that she put us in due to bad evidence, faulty evidence, corrupt goddamn lab technicians, and corrupt prosecutors, all which she defended. So think clearly, brothers, before you jump out there and support this woman. Because let me tell you something. When you look at her record, you'll see she never supported your black ass. She never did. I'm just saying. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. What I want you to do now, though, I want you to get on down to Prophet of Thought series on Facebook. That's Prophet of Thought, one word, series, the next word on Facebook. That's our main page. It's a community page. Go there, like the page, share the page, follow the page. You can always get up on there. There's always something going on there. I haven't been on there much lately because I've been kind of busy, but I am going to get on there. I might even throw a video or two up on there. You know, it all depends because, you know, Facebook is kind of moist. You know, certain videos you put up there, they just slam them immediately. I don't know why, but that's what they do. But for y'all, I might put some material up there. But while you're there, also find your way to the TPOT bandwagon page on Facebook. Now, that's a personal page. You can actually send that page a friend's request, and I'll make sure that that request gets confirmed quickly. And also, while you're there, you might as well get on over to the Prophet of Thought Series fan group page on Facebook. That's the Prophet of Thought Series fan group page on Facebook. Go ahead. Request to be a member, you'll get accepted quick. There's always a lot of shit going on there. It's a fan page, so you know there's a whole bunch of people down there posting and putting shit up. So you ain't always gotta listen to old X run his mouth. There's other people down there running their old mouths too. Also, check us out on WhatsApp and Instagram. That's Prophet of Thought. Leave out the series. It's Prophet of Thought on Instagram. Go ahead, follow us on Instagram. You're guaranteed to get a follow back. And here we go again. People, here we go again. Get your black behinds down there to Twitter. The Twitter handle is at TPOT Media on Twitter. That's at TPOT Media on Twitter. Get on down there. Follow us on Twitter. Because if you don't, I will haunt you in your dreams tonight. Once again, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, man. Good show, serious topic. Y'all know how it goes down with the usual suspects. They get up in here and commence to cutting up as normal. I want to thank everybody in the chat tonight, and I also want to thank everybody else. My moderators as well, always in there doing what they got to do. And most importantly, I want to thank you for coming out tonight, watching us, spending some time with us. And also, I want to thank my most distinguished guest for coming through tonight, my man Info Man, Brother Nagone, Brother War Secrets, Brother King Sigma, and Brother Jay Shine for coming through tonight. Tonight was a good stream. I like what I heard tonight. It was good stuff. So with that, I will leave you with 3 words. Like I always do, open your minds. And we are out of here, y'all. Dark, exit. We gotta stop this shit. Peace, folks.
Think about this.
Dark incident, dark incident, dark incident, dark incident, dark incident. Only from TV.